That's nice. I love school. Oh, try to be the best you can be. I love school. I love school. Whatever you do, stay in school. I love school. Stay in school. I want to be the best I can be. You can do it. I want to be the best I can be. I know you can do it. When I wake up early in the morning, I say, ooh. I can't wait to get there to see all my friends, the principals and teachers too. Oh, yeah. I love school. Stay in school. I love school. Whatever you do, stay in school. I love school. I want to be the best I can be. I've got to be the best I can be. Ooh, it's so exciting to learn something new. 'Cause when it's passing day, I grow smarter. I'm inspired to work harder and harder. I'm soaring higher and higher. I'm reaching new heights. My future is getting brighter. And as I grow older, I'll soon discover your education is the key to life. Oh, I love school. Please stay in school. I love school. Do-be-do-be-do-be-do. I love school. Whatever you do, please stay in school. I want to be the best I can be. So you can do it. I want to be the best I can be. I know you can do it. I love school. Said I love school. I love school. I love school. You can love it. I love school. Just wake up every day in the morning. Your education is so important. Your education is so important. Your education is so important. Yes, it is. Your education is so important. Be the light, yeah. Stay in school. Whatever you do, just stay in school. Nadia, do you love going to school? Do you want to be the best you can be?
Yes.
Do you believe that someday your education will be the key to your life?
Yes.
Tell me what you want to be.
A doctor.
What else you think you can
A star.
be? Really?
Yes.
Do you know, if you stay in school, I believe you can do those things too. Do you?
Yes.
We yapping these still. You getting cooked in front of your family like a Japanese meal. It's Yashub the Hibachi, and none of you niggas can stop me. As promised, we're back. Let me get this off the stream. Today's video, beefing with two geriatrics in an Onlyfan. So I'll let y'all figure that out. So we're gonna continue stomping tail twins out. We're gonna review video footage and discuss the things that was said yesterday. And we're gonna deal with it scholastically, like we always do. We provide evidence; they don't provide anything. But he's a mean person. Oh my god! Look at how he speaks. He curses. He plays his hippity hop. Why would you guys go to his channel? That's pretty much all they did. But at the end of the day, you guys cannot substantiate your autosomal BS. You cannot substantiate that Israel is in East Africa. You can't substantiate your skin color doctrine. Oh, all Negroes are Israelites. Everybody that came off a slave ship is an Israelite. And what's funny is, it's Sister E, since you in the chat, jump on. Jump on. There you go. You did a live earlier. I worked during the day. I don't know about the mother brothers. They might be, I don't know, disabled or retired. I don't know. I don't know these individuals. But what I do understand is your boys is teaching that Israel is in East Africa. They are teaching a skin doctrine. They're teaching that everybody came off a slave ship as an Israelite. Can we get a demonstration on how that's true? Can you work that out? Actually, show your work. You remember when you were in school and you came home with your homework and you solved the math problems and you had to show how you came to that conclusion. You remember that? All we do is give our evidence here. All we do is show the empirical data. All we do is give you the sources so you can go look at it yourself. That's all we do. We specialize in that. But for some reason, some religious fanatics, BHIs, think that just making the claim that Israel is in Africa somewhere, or East Africa, and that, all black people are Israelites, and, we're homogenous. According to Teotw, African Americans are all homogenous. And he claims in his video, let me let my brother up, Avery, the savant from the Levant. He claims in the video that Yashub's the one that's not dealing with the science. But you're going around telling people that all African Americans are the same. We come from the same root. Is that scientifically sound? So there's no heterogeneity amongst African Americans. Oh, but I'm the one that's not dealing with the science. Hey, we got the savant from the Levant in the building. Talk to me, family. Are you there?
Shalom, shalom. I'm here, and I'm also on Clubhouse with James, but I'm here for this show as well tonight. So let's get it started. I want to touch on the video that Sister E did. I think it was 2 days ago. Just on some of it, not the whole thing, but yeah, I'm ready to get this party started. Release the truth, expose some lies, and call it a day.
Also, we're going to get to it. They said that I hate Razib Khan. Why would I hate Razib Khan? He told you that haplogroups are 99.99% accurate. There's no way around. Excuse me. You got your followers believing that your direct descendants that come out of your loins can have a different letter assignment on their haplogroup than you do. You guys are teaching pseudoscience. And people are like Sister E is complacent with it. And I understand. I saw bits and pieces because I was at work. I saw bits and pieces of your live earlier. And I understand your sentiment, but you got to get out your feelings and examine the information. Oh, your language is filthy. Don't watch me. My language could be filthy. I am Satan. Matter of fact, ain't no can be. I am Satan. I am the great adversary. I will keep saying it. I will stand on that. I am adversarial to every one of you BHIs that carry that racist ideology. You guys said you guys were not racist, but these people, Teotw, they made a video pretty much condemning Europeans. Based on what? Just because of Europeans? And then you condemn them and you share the same paternal lines as some of the Europeans. This is why you make statements like this. Look, let me show you these. People are pseudoscience, but they, oh no, he doesn't understand the science. But you're making statements like this. You think Rajiv Khan would say something like this, Teo? Do you think they will echo this sentiment? Watch this. See, I speak the way I want to speak because I know I can bury you guys with just the sources alone. This is what Yacoba said. This is him responding to Abu. He said, once again, you all make too many assumptions. But wait a minute, we're the one making too many assumptions, but you're telling people just because someone's on a slave ship, that means they're a Israelite. For some reason, in your mind, a slave ship is a gene warping machine that transforms everyone who gets off of it, or gets onto it rather, into Israelites. That sounds like a hell of an assumption to me. It says here, did you not see how they determine a valid haplogroup? Did you not understand that you can have the same haplogroup and not be related? So, of course, he doesn't understand what that means, right? So you can have the same haplogroup as somebody, but you won't have close relatedness, meaning you won't be a first degree or second degree or third degree relative. See, I know how to explain this stuff because I actually took out the time to read the information. You're spending majority of your time trying to bend the information because Yacoba and Teotw found out that they paternally descend from Europeans. And since that's the case and that's the solid fact, that's the evidence that's flowing in their genes, that's in their nucleus of all their cells within their body, the somatic and germ cells, right? They don't want to deal with reality. Therefore, they just make up anything that fits their narrative, right? But you're saying Abu makes too many assumptions. You're making all the assumptions. The definition of a haplogroup from the geneticists, from the people in the field, haplogroup means a group of individuals that share a common ancestor, right? That common ancestry might be in the distant past, but they still descend from the same males, right? Autosomal DNA can show you first, second, and third degree relations, meaning your cousins, your parents, your grandparents, and stuff of that nature. But ultimately, haplogroups are still going to trace the people that have the same haplogroup assignment. That means you share the same segments of DNA within your Y chromosome back to an ancient male that lived in times past. There's no way around this. How do we know this? Because once you have sex and reproduction happens, copulation happens, you give a copy of your haplogroup to your male son, to your male child. There's no way around this. But you keep trying to meander your way around it. A solid fact. But you're on this video saying, oh, he hates Rajiv Khan. You think Rajiv Khan would agree with you? That argument is so nonsensical. It says here, how can I have a haplogroup of G and still be related autosomally to Limba? Haplogroup and autosomes should align. What are you talking about here? You can have a haplogroup that's European, but somebody from that progeny could have moved somewhere else and mixed. I'll give you an example. Judah Nazareth, he's in Japan. He has children with a Japanese woman. His children the male children are going to share his paternal line. But his children are going to be East Asian, autosomally, and whatever his autosomal admixture is. It's going to be a mixture of both. Then if his child grows up and gets married and have children with another East Asian woman, the autosomal admixture is going to increase. Therefore, he can have an African haplogroup with a primarily East Asian autosomal profile. See how simple that is to explain? Because you exchange autosomes during the act of copulation. Yeah, you guys are trying to confuse your audience on purpose to get away from the facts. Oh, he curses. Deal with your evidence. Demonstrate what you're saying. Don't just make the statement, demonstrate it. Show it in the sources. Show it with the information. You guys never do. You're special pleading. Let me keep reading. Haplogroups are really only good for migration patterns if that's not true either. Haplogroups show you paternal and maternal descent. You won't pull one paper that says the only use for haplogroups is for migration. You won't pull one paper that says that. It says some of the samples taken for some haplogroups in Africa are as low as 4 people. Some tribes in Africa have not been tested. There are Black Moroccan Jews with haplogroup G. Like I stated, it is all BS. So haplogroups, Simons, that's all BS. The whole field of genetics is BS because you can't understand how you have haplogroup G. You said it right here. How can I have haplogroup G and still be related autosomally to the limba? Do you understand the limba themselves have different haplogroups? Do you understand that?
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like, Sister E and them go around saying that they're limba. They're not limba. They're not limba at all. When it comes to the calculators, it's saying that you're connected to the limba because the limba are a Bantu population with Eurasian DNA. And that's why I put you with the limba. But you don't come from the limba tribe in South Africa. If they take any other commercial DNA tests, like if they take 23andMe, Ancestry.com, Family Tree DNA, it places their autosomes in West Africa. It doesn't place them in South Africa with the limba. No other DNA test says that they're limba unless they do a calculator. So I just jumped in. I'm hearing you talk about the limba. So I'm almost ready to get started and check out Sister E's video. I just wanted to point that out. They're not limba. We're mostly from Nigeria or Cameroon or somewhere like that.
Let me get the paternal tree of the limba. What haplogroups they had. Let me just pull it up for a second. How can I be related to them as if you keep trying to push this lie and narrative, and this is what Afrocentrics have been doing for years, and I've been bringing out the evidence against them. You guys want all Black people to be homogenous so badly, but the evidence does not bear that out. Just because you have a certain gradation of skin color does not make you the same as every person that has that same gradation of skin color. It's just that simple. There have been Europeans that have admixed with African Americans for centuries, and they have a progeny that walk amongst the African American gene pool that look similar to the other African Americans that don't descend from the same paternal ancestors. This is what the scientific facts are bearing out. But you don't like that because it doesn't fit your idea of everybody coming off the slave ships being Negro or being Israel, excuse me. You don't like that because it goes directly against your assumption, Yacoba. Because last time I checked, you don't have a time machine to go verify anything you're saying. Oh, well, I went back into the year 1619 and I verified everybody that came out the slave ships was Israelites. You are Israelite, you're an Israelite. And then I went from there and went all the way back to the Bronze Age and checked Jacob and I traced all his lines from the time of the Bronze Age to the colonial period. You don't have none of that. So guess what you're doing? Assuming. Terrible assumptions at that. And it's all based off a racial schema. Black, white, Negro, white. White the devil, black is the children of God. That's how you look at things. That's your worldview. You understand? It's more class and session. There are more haplogroups amongst the limba than E1B1A, E1B1B, and J. So he couldn't get he doesn't have the understanding of haplogroups. He doesn't understand the science. So therefore it has to be wrong because he doesn't understand it. That's the same thing Gorilla Hebrew said. Oh, how can a white man be E1B1B and a black person be E1B1B? It doesn't make sense to me. How can a white man, but y'all going around telling everybody that Esau's a white man, they come from Jacob. I mean, excuse me, they come from Isaac, right? And Jacob was black and Esau was white. Y'all okay with that concept, but you don't understand that humans migrate and mix and hybridization takes place. You don't understand that. That's too far-fetched for you. Africans migrated into Europe and mixed with the locals, so their progeny looks white. They have a European morphology because they kept mixing into that genetic pool of peoples. See how simple this is? Like I said, you have plenty examples of this today. You don't have to imagine this. We see people intermixing with different phenotypes and what happens. Like I said, Judah Nazareth, he intermixed with a Japanese woman. Look at his children. He showed me his children on his live. And if they keep doing that for subsequent generations, the children are going to look completely Japanese, or what we call Japanese or East Asian. But they're still his descendants. They still carry his genetics. What part of that you don't get? So 1,000 years from now, you're going to have some numbskull like you guys tell them, you guys ain't related to Africans, or you guys are not related to these people because look at you. Because you're not thinking scientifically, you're thinking racially, which has no biological counterpart. Thank you, Higher Be Praised. It's simple. Skin color has nothing to do with your Y DNA haplogroup. Skin color comes from autosomal DNA, exactly. And alleles, right? That you pick up in a mix during copulation, during the process of meiosis, right? People are slow. It's our job to educate these people, and the people that claim to be educators are not teaching; they're indoctrinating. Go ahead.
And trying to run to other platforms to secretly talk about this stuff. But we know what platforms you are. We can still do videos on them too. Even there, they ain't gonna stop us.
Yeah, y'all not hiding, man.
By the way, I'm ready to get to the video if you are, because I don't want to wait too long because people's attention spans aren't that long, and I know Brian's probably going to watch this, which he definitely should, so we can point out each one of the inaccurate things that was said in Sister E's video. I want to get it done at least in the first hour of this video, so people can.
We're gonna get it we're gonna get it done. Let me pull this paper up real quick. Just real quick. Let me just show the audience the fact that there is no consanguinity amongst the limba, meaning they don't all share common paternal ancestors. Right? You have some J1P58, you have some that's P. Haplogroup P is amongst them. But y'all looking at how people look, oh, they're all the same. They should all go back to the same people because haplogroups got to reaffirm your autosomal. Said no science ever. No science has ever said that. That's your assumption, Teotw. All right, I think this is it, right? No, not the origins of limba. What's that article called? The Origins of Limba Revisited, right?
Yeah, I think so. I can take a look and see. But you're basically gonna pull up the article that has the different haplogroups of the limba.
Yeah,
like
I
the
think
T
that,
and J and E and all that.
Yeah, it has the tree on it. I got it right here. I found it.
And by the way, that's another thing when it comes to the limba, because a lot of people keep bringing up the limba. The limba are only recognized as Jews because of the J marker in mainstream in the mainstream community. So they're not even looking at the MT DNA, because I know, like I said, people keep saying that they're limba who are female African Americans, and it's like they're not. They're looking at the J marker. They're not looking at the female MT DNA.
Oh, yeah, you right, class in session. They are in their feelings and not looking at them. Look at how he acts. Look at he played a rap video. Like they don't listen. They don't listen. They all holy. They don't listen to rap music. They don't curse. They don't do nothing. Oh, he threw a temper tantrum. He got mad at somebody. He shouldn't be getting like them. Like them niggas don't get mad at people.
Or don't watch TV shows that are like ultra violent with a lot of like sex and
Right.
and
They
cussing.
don't. Yeah, they don't
Be-
clap back at nobody. They just we're perfect angels. No,
Yeah, I
I
remember
think
one
y'all.
time.
Go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
just about to say, I remember one time, Sister E said she watched this show called Lovecraft Country. That has a lot of sex and cussing and killing and stuff.
We should not
Like,
conduct
come on
ourselves.
now.
Who is we? We ain't no we. Y'all, we drew the line in the sand. Ain't no we, man. So y'all kill me with this we stuff. We're all nothing. You chose your side. You are with the dilettantes. You are the people that you are with people that push racism, racist ideology, racial schema, and push pseudoscience. Here is the tree of the limba showing the different haplogroups. They have RM207 amongst them, right? See two rimba with that, one with another R marker here, right? They have haplogroup L amongst them. They have haplogroup K. They have haplogroup JM172, of course. J12, they have haplogroup F. M213 amongst them. EM35 is E1B1B. And of course, they got E1B1A amongst them as well at high numbers, right? That's why a lot of us are ping with them because, a lot of them are Bantu. And they have a lot of Bantu admixture. That's why we ping with these people. That's why they come up in your gen latch, right? Some of them are haplogroup B and some of them are haplogroup A. So it's a mosaic of haplogroups amongst them, meaning different paternal ancestries amongst these people. If you would have just took out the time and looked this information up,
Now, guess what they're
it's
gonna
simple.
say? Look, family. Oh my bad, I don't mean to cut you off.
What were you saying? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and they're gonna say, look, family. They're saying that J, T, A, and B are all the Israelites, but G and R can be Israelites. That's what we're gonna say. But here's the thing, Teo, because I know they're gonna get this mixed up. We're saying that the paternal lineage was passed down from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to the Israelites. The paternal lineage of Israel is going to be haplogroup E. All those other clades like J and T and R would be the sojourners, would be the other nations that joined Israel. This is very simple. J, G, R would be other nations from the other sons of Shem, Ham, and Japheth that joined the nation of Israel. It's that simple. No different than America. The original Native Americans are Q. We all came to this nation mixing it up with E1B1A and R1B and A and B and all this other stuff. But the original Native Americans are Q. The original Native Americans aren't a bunch of E1B1A, R1B, R1A, C haplogroups.
Right. Because different paternal ancestors introgress or amalgamated with the Native Americans, and we have historical documents to back that up. The Bible tells you that a mixed multitude came out of Israel, so that means that they were not all paternal descendants of Jacob. When they got into the land, they mixed with the locals. Judges 3 and 5 says they gave their sons to the Canaanites' daughters and their daughters to their sons. It says that they admixed. So that's why you would have a J, a T, or even an R, a G. What I said was they would not have the G's and the R's, especially R1B, M269, probably wasn't even there. That's Western European. That's carried by the Yamnaya. We know where these people were historically because we have ancient samples to verify it. That match with the Bell Beaker culture, the LBK. We study this stuff. Y'all don't. And your clade of G2 most likely was not there either or played a big role there. Oh, there was a few samples there at 500 BCE. Yes, people migrate. Some clades can leak out and go other places. They have 2 feet. They can travel.
The only G markers in the Levant probably come from C peoples because we know G is in the Balkans and stuff.
In
We know a
Greece,
lot of those C
ancient
peoples
Greece,
came. Hmm.
Crete. Hmm.
So those sea peoples could have brought G, which means they would be invaders.
Yeah, it was in the
But
Iron. It was the clays I showed on the stream was in the Iron 3 period. They don't even understand that. That's 500 BCE. Israel had
right,
already formed. No one's saying the sojourners were not amongst Israel. What we're disagreeing with you guys on is the fact that you guys think that one man can produce all these different paternal ancestries. That is false. A man living in the Bronze Age cannot produce a R marker, a G marker, a marker, a E marker. That's not the field of genetics. That's a confabulation and an assumption you guys have made that is not substantiated with proof or evidence.
facts. And their good friend Benaiah Ben Israel even knows this, and Pastor Kelly knows this. I'm going to play some of their clips here in a second once we get to the video of them literally saying exactly what you said about how a haplogroup is a paternal lineage passed down from father to son. The Israelites aren't going to be a bunch of different haplogroups. They're only going to have one. And both Pastor Kelly, and Benaiah know that it's E1B1A. So
Yeah, and when we say Israelites, we're talking about paternal descendants of Jacob. We're not talking about sojourners there. We're talking about paternal descendants of Jacob.
right,
Paternal descendants of Jacob will have one macro haplogroup. That's it, and downstreams thereof. You can't say anything else. So if Jacob was J1P58, all his children will have J1P58. It's just that simple. You on video talking about one of his sons could have R. How can one of his sons have a different haplogroup?
And he said that Western Europeans could be descendants of Israel, but we're the ones giving our heritage away. Got it.
You guys will say anything. Let me one more. I'm sorry, Avery. I got to just bring this out, man. This is the Louisiana Creoles family tree DNA project, and you can go in here and check all the Y chromosomes.
By the way, isn't Teotw and them from Louisiana?
They're from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? They say they're from
so I wonder if they could be from a Creole family.
They're from New Orleans, right? So it says, what does Martin Luther King Historic March in Selma have to do with Louisiana Creoles? Many Creoles from Louisiana were actively involved in civil rights during the 1960s. And what's interesting about Martin Luther King, he himself descends from a European stock as well. He's R1B as well, right? It says below is an excerpt from a 2007 interview printed in the Unitarian Fellowship newsletter in California with a member of our DNA group, who participated in a march on Montgomery. He describes himself as follows. I don't identify myself by race. I come from New Orleans, where I grew up assuming that I was neither black nor white. I was Creole. The Creoles are descended from white people and black, also Indian. Creoles can be any color. We don't judge one another by our color. We are Creoles. We have our own language. They call it, I don't know how to say that, Belang, I guess. Our own district, the French Quarter, our own food, and we are used to being in charge of our own lives. But they're clearly admitting that there's admixture going on in New Orleans, right? So real quick, Avery, then we're going to get to this video, I promise. DNA results. Click the classic chart. And let's just look at some of these haplogroups. And the haplogroups are going to evidence the statement we just read about them being a blend of people, a mixture of people. I mean, you guys can only fool people that are not going to be studious. And that's right. Ezra, Genesis 49ers has confessed he got certain things wrong. Then he stopped teaching it. Most of the BHI communities don't do that. They still teach that Sephardic Jews was originally black Jews. Exactly. All right. Let's read this. Haplogroup A. We see A there. That's Paleo-African. We see B. Some B clays are associated with the pygmies. You have C there. You have E1B1A, of course. Oh, you have E1B1B amongst the Creoles. You have some E1B1B, some E1B1A. That's the EM2 if you guys are looking on the screen. Look at that. Look what else we find here. A bunch of G haplogroups. Where are they coming from, Teo? Where's the origin of these G haplogroups? France. That makes sense, doesn't it?
So that's why he didn't show his European autosomal DNA. French and German, more than likely.
Most likely.
Like he says, your haplogroup reaffirms your autosomal in their messed up model, right?
Right. And here's another thing. So see, what you should be doing is, hey, those brothers and sisters acknowledged y'all challenge and showed their autosomal DNA. Aren't you guys going to uphold your side of the challenge and show yours and show your haplogroups, show your paternal and your maternal, and also show on 23andMe who your paternal ancestor relates back to? Because I believe it's King Richard III.
You know they won't, because they're the cowards that got devoured.
Exactly. That's why we said they were weak. You won't even stand on your doctrine. You just want people to believe you. Just believe me. No, it's time to show and prove. I tell my guys all the time, don't be a know-it-all, be a show-it-all. And that's all we do. We live by that. That's all we do on this channel is show y'all where we getting this from. If we derive anything, our model, our hypothesis is going to be based off something empirical, something that can be observed, something that we can show. Come on, man. Look at all these samples, these G samples in Louisiana. And most of them have their origin in France.
Most is France.
What you gonna do? Write these people and say, you guys are wrong for putting this information on here. Genesis 49, the Satan agent is using this to cause division in the Black Hebrew Israelite community. The Most High is going to judge you. All right, let's get to this video. Man.
Oh, do me a quick favor. I need you to go back and I need you to check out the mitochondrial chart on that joint. Because I do believe that one had, like, the Creole joint had the paternal and the mitochondrial, or no?
Let me check. Yes, it does.
Because we need to see why they're refusing to show their mitochondrial DNA. What does the mitochondrial DNA of the Creoles actually look like?
All right, I'm pulling it right back up. Thank God for DNA and DNA companies, man.
Teo needs to stop hating his white side and his white ancestors, bro. Come on, man. Supposed to love your ancestors.
Yeah, I thought you should say under your father, under your mother. As you can see, there's A there, which is Native American.
Native American, yeah.
A2.
I'm A2G myself.
Look what this said. Country of origin for this one, France. You see a lot of France here. Finland, A2V1. China, some more Native American, B2, Guatemala. New Zealand. Some C's, pretty much mostly Native American there. Some D's, Native American, and this one's saying it's connected back to Spain, but that's Native American. But I guess the origin of that person goes back to Spain. Don't know where that one comes from. Hey, brother Avery, is this haplogroup familiar to you?
Oh snap! Yeah, it is.
E1A1A1.
Southeast Asian.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is all European. H. Yeah. Ireland, Netherlands, England, Wales, France, Ireland, Germany, Ireland. What's their haplogroup H? Maternally.
That's what I'm positing. I'm positing that they're haplogroup G on their father's side and haplogroup H on their mother's side, even though they're mostly sub-Saharan African autosomally, right? Which is why they're pushing the autosomal model and not even pushing the matrilineal descent. Like, they're not even saying mother, father, or whatever. They're saying, no, just autosomal, right?
Right. They could have proved their Hebrew ancestry from their mother's side.
Right. But they're not going that route. They say, no, it's got to be full autosomal. And they're saying, well, we're trying to explain how you can be R1 and have the same autosomal results as somebody who's African and E and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Well, it doesn't need to be re-explained. It's pretty simple how it works. Like, so if you're mostly sub-Saharan African autosomally, but you have a European paternal haplogroup, that means daddy's daddy laid down with an African lady, right? And if your mitochondrial is European, that means that mama's mama was a European woman that laid down with an African man, right? Like, so in this situation, it's potentially they descend from lineages of both that did that, right? Which completely, like, again, if that's the case, no one's having an issue with that, right? The point of issue is that if you're going to be teaching that you're some pure Jew and that some other people are fake, but yet you're teaching that autosomal DNA should disconnect you from said people, but you have autosomal DNA that connects you to said people, that's an issue, fam. Because I've raised that issue a bunch of times. Like, okay, so if you're telling me the haplogroups connect you to people who are Ashkenaz, like they're out there calling people like Lemba Ashkenaz because they're J, right? Like every Jew that's got J got to be Ashkenaz in their model, right? That doesn't even make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. However, if you're going to take this model, like, no, we got to go autosomal because autosomal is the only way to prove your purity. Well, fam, autosomal can connect you to Europeans as well. Just like you got 26% European DNA, you're not showing that's autosomal. Make it make sense, man.
That's a fact, man.
And on top of that, one last point, and we can get to Ebri's video, right? Like, so 2 points, right? Like, so one, we're not saying we don't believe in autosomal DNA. We're saying autosomal DNA has its purpose and its limits to figuring out ancient connections to ancient peoples and whatnot, right? Something that goes back 500 years is not going to be something that you can use for ancient lineage 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago, and whatnot, right? So we're not denying autosomal DNA works. We're saying what it works for and what it doesn't work for. But this as well, right? So Teotw and them are saying that we are selling out our birthright because we're including people of other phenotypes that have the same haplogroup into being Israel or whatnot. Because Israel's got to stay pure black no matter what the phenotype, right? But at the same point in time, they're saying that everybody that came off of the slave ship is an Israelite, meaning that everybody. So they're saying that we're making the whole of Africa Israel by saying that E has something to do with Shem or whatnot, right? Well, okay, they're saying everyone off the slave ship is an Israelite. That's haplogroup A, that's haplogroup B, that's haplogroup E, that's haplogroup R, etc., etc., etc. So they're making the whole of Africa plus Europe and parts of Asia, Israel in their model, and gonna claim that we're making all of, like, we're bad guys because we're making all of Africa Shem in our model. Not even Israel, but Shem in the model, right? Like, so it's not even all of Africa, right? It's the people that are E, fam. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. There's a bunch of gaslighting going on, and like Moore says, they got to slow stuff down, fam. But with that, I know he's licking at the chops to get this video.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not gonna be too long, but yeah.
100%, brother. 100%, man. These guys are perpetrating fraud, bro. And I get it. I get it real quick. I get it, Sister E. You want to back your boys, but are you willing to sink on that ship with them?
Yeah, because she literally said that anybody who feels that they're Israel is Israel.
If that's the case, then stop banging on the Jews. They feel like they're Israel.
Exactly. How do you make it a phenotype thing then? Be consistent.
Watch them take that and be like, oh, see, they're caping for the Jews.
But Abu exposed them. Y'all make these rules up for people to go by and then break the same rules that you made up. That you said that was supposed to prove that you're a Jew or not. Anybody can feel that they're Jews. So the coaching Jews, Chinese Jews, everybody that says they're Jews, since they feel like it, they're automatically Jews.
Beep, bop, boop.
Put the fair use. I already know how y'all are.
Did you show it?
They're gonna show it while it's playing.
Okay.
So we're going to be critiquing this, giving our commentary, and using this for teaching and scholarship research purpose. So we are covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, fair use.
what's up? What's up? What's going on, family? Y'all come on in here. These folks here first. QT two. Yep. I kind of figured they was recording it. I had no reason to record the meeting. So ultimately, okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all the
Pause
backstory.
that right
So
there.
y'all know Yeshub and all of them.
We're going to be doing a lot of pausing because this very first section is what I want to cover, but it has the most in-depth information. She's saying that they didn't record it. Yes, they did. I have evidence of them recording the meeting on their end too, and I want them to release their version of the recording as well. We recorded it, they recorded it, and I have evidence for that. So let's pull that out. But first, before I get into the evidence of them recording it, I want to make this point clear. We might be coming back to this point over and over again. But it was explicitly said for Abu, Orthodox Moor, and Yeshub to not be there. So this whole idea that Yeshub came into the meeting and then left the meeting makes no sense because he wasn't supposed to be there at all. And this is something that she's never going to address. She's going to make the claim and say, "Oh, did you have the recording from the beginning?" I actually recorded it as soon as I got there. Yeshub was not there. Notice how we are supposed to believe her claims, but I come with a screenshot evidence of him not supposed to be there, and I come with video footage. She just comes with her claims. That's an issue. Now, I know people who are in favor of her, and that side is just going to take their word, but you should use just look at things from an unbiased perspective, because this text from Teotw, now I'm about to show it. All right, we have text messages from Teotw to Shari that Yeshub was not supposed to be there. I have to keep reemphasizing this. It doesn't make sense for Yeshub to come and leave if he's not supposed to be there. Again, this is from Teotw to Shari. Sis, I look forward to talking with you tomorrow so that you can at least hear our points, hear points out. Excuse me, to hear our points out. I see that Yeshub decided to teach without hearing our point first. So please exclude him from tomorrow's meeting, but everyone else is invited. Okay, fam, talk to you tomorrow. So why would Yeshub come if he was told not to come? And she said that, oh, Yeshub popped in, said something, and then left. That makes no sense. He wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Teotw told him not to come, as well as Orthodox Moor. Let's go to that text message. This is all the stuff that they said about us. Let me get to the relevant portion. Hold on, it's acting up. Oops. All right. No, that's it. That's the wrong one. That's a text between me and Sister E, dealing with Ron Dalton, but that's not the relevant one.
Him up themselves, correct?
Yeah. You can remove my screen really quick because of all the information that's up here. But all right, here it is. Here's the correct text message. All right, so this was in the Rumble room, as y'all can see at the top. This is Teotw. He says, "Sis, we can really dialogue with the Yap game, but Orthodox Moor and Abu came at us wrong in Facebook and tried to create false narratives about what we are saying. So our issue is not with the Yap gang. So they didn't even have an issue with the Yap gang. We have no ill towards you all, just Abu and Orthodox Moor." And then eventually they're going to want to have a discussion. So let's get to the actual text message that has the discussion. And I can release all this text messages on Facebook, by the way, too, if y'all like. Put it in the Rumble room so everyone can see. And then Teotw says, wait, no, this is the same text message. Sorry, I screenshot it twice, just closer. But here's the private meeting that we said we're going to have. So Shari says, y'all let me know if you want to talk and who you want to talk from Yap Gang. I have no problem hosting y'all in this discussion, private or public. Let me know date and time. And then Teotw says tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central. If that works, no Abu and Orthodox. Everyone else is invited. Yakoba has a private. Okay, so yeah, so we went on Yakoba's StreamYard because he says Yakoba has a private StreamYard link.
Wait a minute. So it wasn't Sister E's StreamYard.
It was not Sister E StreamYard, it was Teotw StreamYard. Yes.
So what is she talking about? I jumped on this meeting. Is she? I'll give her this. Are you talking about something completely different? Because we have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Absolutely.
Because this meeting that you guys planned out, what they planned out, I don't even think you were involved, Sister. I don't remember. But this meeting, I was not supposed to be there. Moore was not supposed to be there, and Abu was not supposed to be there. The guy spoke to me about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not really with, having this conversation. I feel like it's not going to go anywhere. I've dealt with religious nutbags before. I know how they are. When they want to bend and warp reality, they're going to do whatever they can to keep their membership and keep their church going. They're not going to heed to anything you guys say. I feel like you guys can go in there and say, well, we DNA this, DNA that, and we'll deal with that, and you deal with the spiritual side of things, and it's not going to go anywhere. That's what I said to them in private. But they told me I wasn't even supposed to be there.
Exactly.
I was not in that call. I wasn't in that meeting. I don't even know why this is even a thing. We have the messages.
Literally, they didn't want you to be there. So how and why is Yeshub there if they didn't want him to be there? Again, let's go back to the text Let's go back to the text. Or go back to this text. Yeshub is not allowed to be there. Why is she saying that you're there when Teotw and them told? This just makes no sense. I keep repeating the same thing. Let me just go to the video. Let's see the early part of the video because Teotw and them recorded it, and they should release the tape too. They recorded it, everyone, and release the tape because I'm definitely going to release mine.
Hold on, real quick. Like, so if they recorded it, they would have had to bring Yeshub up in order for him to be in the conversation to begin with, correct?
Yeah, go into that. Yeah.
So if they have to bring him up, recognize that Sister E's talking about like, well, y'all may not remember this. Like, they don't remember bringing him up, fam. They don't remember your boy being there. And this is why I was saying that you're defending weak men, because you got dudes on the panel who recorded the thing, letting you just shoot off at the mouth, just acting like you remember something you don't remember. Exactly. And then when people ask you for proof, they're just stepping back like they got none, and they got the whole thing. Your boy's about to show them, hit the record button. But sis, here's the cold part. If your memory's so sharp, you should remember them hitting the record button yourself, because it says live whenever you go live on any of these things. Like it says live for me right now, 52 minutes, 59 seconds. I'm in the back. You know how this works as someone who runs StreamYard yourself for all kind of shows and whatnot, sis. So A, it wasn't your StreamYard, it was Teotw's. B, they would have to bring in, they would have to bring Yeshub up. And C, no one, not you nor Teotw and Yakoba, ever complained ever from then to now that Yeshub was ever there.
Yes. None of y'all ever mentioned
not once ever.
But all of a sudden now Yeshub's there, but y'all never mentioned.
And not one time on the entirety of this call that's recorded is it specified as anyone ever make mention of Yeshub being there. It's not even brought up.
Exactly. Like I said, I'll release the full tape because nobody brings up Yeshub throughout the conversation. I mean, you cut yourself. Come on, man. All right, I'm gonna play it, the first part. The whole thing will come out soon.
Hey fam, shalom. I'm having dinner with the fam. Give me a few minutes and I'll join in.
Hey, pause it real quick. Real quick.
Yeah.
So me and Shari in Brian's chat yesterday try to give Sister E an out and say, you know what, maybe you thought Sean was Yeshub. Because right there, Sean says, let me dip and I'll come right back. I'm gonna eat, I'll come right back. She doubles and triples down. No, I remember it was Yeshub. No, I remember it was Yeshub. No, I remember it was Yeshub. All right, if it was Yeshub, showing proof, sis.
Yeah, why are you asking us for the evidence when we do bring evidence? We bring a text message. Yeshub's not supposed to be there. We have a video. Yeshub isn't there. You just bring claims. Come on, people. She just has claims. I have actual evidence. Let me just go back a little bit to the beginning. So I'm waiting in the audience. I've been recording. People are slowly coming in. It doesn't. But by the way, it doesn't even seem like anybody has been talking to Yeshub or anything like that, because she says Yeshub came up, said something, and it doesn't seem like he's popped up at all or popped in and out. And like I said, I was there when the meeting first started anyway, so I never saw Yeshub.
Speak up, you sound low. Let me check my mic. It's not right. My mic goes up. So who's the Hebrew of Israel?
Oh, Shalom. Shalom. Yeah, Ivory.
It's Hebrew. It's Hebrew. Hebrew? Okay. See, is that any better? It's still low? No, we can. Okay.
You see right there? That's when they started recording it. You see the live? Let me just go back a few seconds. You see it says start recording on their end. Right there. It says start recording. Can y'all see my mouse moving, by the way?
Yeah, it says recording started and then live 001.
Yeah, and you see, yeah, right. So they have this recording. If they ever deny that they don't have it, we have the evidence of them having the recording. Release the recording, Teotw. Release the recording. So that's all I'm gonna show for now, because I'll be releasing this whole thing. Exit out of that. Unless there's more that y'all wanted to hear. I don't know.
Nah, and honestly, like, you don't even need to release nothing. It's on them now. You know what I'm saying? Because they got the recording. But yeah,
Right,
I know you're gonna eventually do it because they're not gonna show nothing. Because if they do, it's gonna, like, right now, Sister's gonna go live trying to pretend like that didn't happen.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like that didn't happen. And shout out to Abu. Abu's being mad charitable. He's like, maybe she's remembering the last conversation me and Teotw and them had on my channel because Yeshub jumped on briefly in that conversation, and she was there for that, and Sean jumped on briefly, etc., whatnot, and Yeshub jumped off real quick. Like, well, shout out to Abu, like he's being mad charitable, whatnot. But is she gonna say, you know what, Abu's right and I'm wrong? I'm sorry, yeah, gang, I falsely accused you guys of stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that gonna happen? No.
She's gonna die on that hill.
She's gonna triple down on this joint.
Now I'm just gonna.
So when Taylor and them cuss, that's one thing. It don't matter, right? It's cool. You know how they are, straight. You forgive your brothers and it's all straight. Let Yeshub cuss on his own channel. Yeshub ain't never cussed on my channel. Yeshub ain't never cussed on
my
TV.
channel. My channel. We.
Yeah, I could bring Yeshub on Debate Talk for you. He knows PG-13 ain't no cussing happening there, right?
Didn't cuss on Brian either when it came to the debate between LaRon and Kevin G. Or was it Kevin G and LaRon? Yeah. But can you go to the video now? Took a little bit longer than I expected on that part, but I just want to get that cleared out the way.
That's a fact. That's hold on, I gotta address Abu. This was all a diversion tactic to get the eyes off of Abu's damning video. That video was damning because it showed the double-mindedness, it showed the hypocrisy, and it showed that these guys just make up rules all willy-nilly. As soon as it doesn't apply, or if it applies to someone else that they don't want to accept as Israel or accept in their doctrine or whatnot, they change the rules. They move the goalposts. So to get the eyeballs off of that video, they want to talk about all this other stuff.
Hashtag arbitrary Israelites, you know what I'm saying?
And all this other stuff we're talking about isn't helping them either, because we're just pointing out all their lies from the past.
Yeah, but look at the damage control. Yeah, look at the damage control. Not to cut you, but like, so that video went out on my channel first, or Abu's, then mine, then Brian showed it, then Yeshub showed it. You know what I'm saying? Then they had to talk about it. Like, fam, that channel, that video was going around the community, and they had to put a stop to it because, like Yeshub said, it showed the height of their hypocrisy, fam.
Right. So can we go quickly back to that video?
Have been attacking Teotw, saying that, you know, Teotw are Gentiles and all that.
Pause that right there.
No, show that we're attacking them and calling them Gentiles. Please show that, Avery, because that's the accusation that has been levied towards us, right? And first of all, let me remind the audience, we were not worried about Teotw. Our focus was on Gorilla Hebrew because a situation just happened with him and Garfield, and we now know his paternal marker, right? At least the macro haplogroup that it's associated with. We were dealing with that, and they came out of nowhere and they threw shots at us. I responded. Classic Yeshub. And I let them have it. But for some reason, Sister E can't see that. No, y'all just attacking my friends. You just went out. You're a bully. You're right. I am a bully because I'm out muscle y'all. I'm out work y'all, and make you look stupid in front of the world.
So she don't care about
hashtag scholastic bully. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
She don't care about the fact that they attacked me on the internet and I've never spoken to them.
Exactly.
Other than that meeting.
That's why they got. That's why I first of all, you attack one of my brothers, right? I get wind of it. I'm going live, right? So you sit up here painting this narrative as Teo's so innocent and so sweet. They didn't do anything wrong. They're angels. They clapped at Rue. Rue don't be on here talking no mess.
For real though, he's like the quietest one.
You went after Rue out of all of. Come on, man.
And tagged Yeshub in the post clapping at Rue, fam. What did y'all expect, fam? And then y'all made another post tagging me and Yeshub, demanding that we show our autosomal DNA. And then had to remember, oh damn, Moore has showed all his DNA all before. We gotta edit this and just talk about Yeshub.
But the Sister E don't see. She magically don't see none of that stuff. All that stuff is irrelevant because you already made it clear. You're biased.
No, somehow we have Jedi mind tricked them into tagging us in the posts, so we can clout chase off of them, fam. We are so good we can mentally manipulate people without ever talking to them, sending them messages, anything like that, into tagging us into posts. Come on, stop playing.
Share my screen, by the way, because Sister E said, "Oh, we called them Gentiles." Well, what did Yacoba call Sister Shari, who's 24 years old at the time? The whole Yap group are probably Mamzers. Y'all can look up what Mamzer means. Which is
wait. But Yap Gang's so immature. All they do is cuss. All they do is curse people. What is this?
Yeah, that's a slur technically.
My G in his 50s.
Yeah, it's saying this to a 24-year-old girl.
And y'all need to get it right. The person that's doing the cursing and stuff like that, that's fiery. That's you talking about your shoe, but you trying to put that on all of Yap. Avery don't do that. Rue doesn't conduct himself like that. Moore doesn't conduct him. Sean doesn't. That's me. I've always been that way.
But yo, she was just on a live talking about, I cuss every now and again. I do a little cussing. I do stuff like, yo, fam, okay. Who's condemning you for that? Who condemned Yacoba and them for that? I never did. I never took issue with them cussing on my channel. And they could they cussed on my joint, right? Matter of fact, I had to do the second interview on my joint because I knew they were gonna cuss. I couldn't do it on Debates Off You because I knew that as 50-year-old men, they couldn't control themselves to not cuss.
They cursed at Avery all those years ago, right?
On your channel without reprimand, sis. You never reprimanded them on your channel when they cussed.
That's true.
That's called bias. You have a bias. And what I do on my channel is always going to be my business. Now, if I came on your channel and you told me not to do something and I disrespect, I would understand that. You're trying to critique me. Don't watch my channel. That's all you got to do. A lot of you guys are fascists, man. You think, I should be able to control whatever he says. No, you ain't controlling me. You don't pay my bills. You understand? You don't take care of my responsibilities. Anyway, Avery, bring that out, man. Bring that out.
So, again, like I said, she's saying that we call them Gentiles. They call us literal Mamzers.
Mamzers, Edomites. They called Rua Edomite. They called Yeshua Gentile the other day.
Right. They say the whole Yap group are probably Mamzers, which is why they say blacks and whites are related. That's kind of racist, by the way. Because blacks and whites are related. Even if you believe in Adam and Eve, which you should, Blacks and whites will be related even that ways. But anyways, nothing but traitors to the Israelite cause. Now, what's funny though is that if you make this like a Ku Klux Klan member or a Nazi, same type of talking rhetoric. Um, and then Shari says, "You don't know what I look like." That's kind of funny. You don't know what I look like, fool. You most likely a white man. And then she says, "I think you are a white." He says, "I think you are a white girl. However, you could be a pronoun." So now he's trying to call her like a transgender. For all I know, you and the Yap gang are nothing but liars anyway. And then he posts a picture of a white girl. And then what does Teo say? This was about 2 days ago or a couple of days ago. When Gentiles like Genesis 49ers start saying that European Turkish Khazars are Israel, which is pretty anti Semitic, by the way, know that this brother's autosomal is in question. Ask him, when is he going to share his autosomal? What is he afraid of? Who is the true European? Can only be discovered using autosomal DNA. Share it, Genesis 49ers. So Teo calls us Gentiles,
Shout out
and
to the Khazarians.
and he calls us, European K's or Turks, and uh, he's basically trying to say that we're Europeans autosomally. By the way, Sister E, that's a lie because we showed our DNA. Yeshub, sorry, Yeshub is 81% sub-Saharan African. Teo is only 73%. Tell me, is that a lie? Was Teo lying in this post? Because by definition, that's a lie. Just the same thing to our brother Rue. He tagged Sakari for some reason. I don't understand why he's involved in it. But this is one of Genesis 49ers Yap Boys. Again, Rue almost never says anything. He says, can you believe they say this guy is a Hebrew? They stick with haplogroup because their autosomal is exposing them as Europeans. So Teo is saying that we're being exposed as Europeans. Again, when we show our DNA results, that is proven to be a lie. Rue has 81% sub-Saharan African DNA. Is Teo lying in this post, Sister E? Is this a lie? Anyways, they fear the autosomal results. No, we don't. This Negro is all right. Now here's the double talk. He says this Negro is at best Esau if you don't go by the curses. So somehow we're being exposed as Europeans, but we're also somehow Negro,
I
and we're also somehow
transformed
Esau.
into Esau upon disagreeing with them.
Say that again, my bad. I can't hear
I
you.
said I transformed into Esau upon disagreeing with them. So as soon as I disagreed, I became Esau.
Right. That seems to be their tactic. If you disagree with them, you must be an Edomite, which is pretty cultic behavior, if you ask me. The Yap gang are a joke. They want to be scientists. They can't even read the scientific papers properly and everything else. But anyways, our autosomal DNA, we're more African than you, Teo. So stop calling us Europeans. And Sister E, will you say that Teo was lying when he was calling us Europeans and Mamzers? Because autosomally, we're more black than him. We can go back to the video now.
Yeah, we're more sub-Saharan African than those guys, and according to them, that's the metric that you have to meet to be an Israelite. According to them, off their assumption, off your assumption, Teo.
Then we're more Israelite than them, autosomally.
Yeah, according to them. Real quick, let me address something real quick. The title is of course, the title is what? Satirical, right? It's satire. Right? So it is what it is. If they catch feelings behind it, I don't care. Just like they didn't care to make all those statements about my brother, Yap. I don't care either. It is what it is. Two old people and a fan. Yeah, it's just a play on the word. That's all. Get upset. I don't care. We're gonna go over this video.
They're liars, and you know how them folks do. And y'all know me. I'm just gonna be honest. I've been knowing Teotw for a couple of years, and I've been following him.
I'm sorry for pausing it so much, but as y'all can see, everything that they said was a lie. Calling us Europeans, we showed our autosomal DNA. We're mostly sub-Saharan African. Teo needs to show his DNA, by the way. Both brothers need to show their autosomal, their Y DNA, and their mitochondrial DNA, because we showed ours. And also she lied about Yeshub being there at the meeting. Again, it's just her claim that Yeshub was there. Teotw didn't even back her on that claim, as far as I saw. They never agreed with her that Yeshub was there. It's only her making this claim that Yeshub was there. Yet most of us are saying Yeshub wasn't there. We have a text saying Yeshub wasn't supposed to be there, and we have a recording, and Teotw has a recording too on their end. But unpause the video. You can go ahead. They're the ones that are lying, obviously.
Avery, and then she was like, I knew they were recording it. Like she was upset that you had the recording, proving her wrong. Like,
right.
Weird, man.
For a long time. And one thing I will say about the brothers, they have always been honest with me. I've never had it was never a time where I had to question if Jacob and them were honest. That has never been a question of mine. Now, is Jacob going, and they're going to be on in a minute. Did Jacob have a temper?
Pause that really quick.
Yes.
So you're saying, Sister, that you've never questioned when it came to Jacoba and them on anything. So you're saying that you actually believe we were Europeans? You literally believe we were Mamzers when they were making those posts? You believe those things? And by the way, I do have footage of her saying that she thought I was white, but I'm not going to play that. But this goes to show you the ingrained like loss of brain cells that these groups have over there, because they think that we're white. They're not even looking into what we're saying when it comes to us showing our DNA. They're not even questioning their leaders and asking them to accept the challenge that we offered them, because we took upon their challenge. It's just deflection. But you can unpause it. I'm sorry I'm pausing it so much. There's a lot to unpack in my
Hey, Avery didn't curse there either, so you don't have anything to go off of now.
But that's the main thing we cover. But as far as him being a liar, no. So one lie that they said that Yeshub never got on the call. I'm gonna ask QT, did Israel of whatever that guy named Hebrew of Israel say that this was their first video this week attacking Teotw or coming at Teotw? Tell me if he said that, because then that's a lie too. Because everybody knows they've been coming at Teotw for a while. QT, did he say that? Because I kept going in and out, and out because I was okay. This is all been going on Beren's channel. So yeah, I was on Beren.
Avery is paused. Hey, you know what's funny about that? We had a conversation. Remember when they clapped back at us, right? It may have been like a month or 2 months ago, and we all were in the Telegram, and y'all was telling me about it. I didn't even watch the video because I was so busy during that point. And you guys wanted to respond, and I was like, man, right now I'm busy. I don't think that it's not that important. We killed their arguments already. We pretty much beat their arguments to the ground already. We've already showed they were wrong about autosomal DNA. We reinforced Y haplogroups several times. We went to their videos and showed where they doctored book pages. I own the book. I was able to show the original book before they doctored it. We did so much. I was like, what else is there to talk about with these guys? Let them be. The only reason we responded to y'all because you got in the way and you clapped that rule while we were dealing with Guerrilla Hebrew. So now the focus is shifted on y'all.
Yeah, they thought they had a way to slip in and get at us because of all that.
Right.
They were wrong.
And you wanted us, you wanted the attention because you tagged us. So obviously you wanted us to make a video.
Exactly.
We did it.
Yeah, you got what you wanted.
But if you let them tell it, they're just so innocent, man.
Yeah, so let's look at the timeline of events, because she said within this week. So all right then, let's see what's been going on within this week. So first of all, let me scroll all the way down. I'm gonna share my screen. I wish I can do that thing where I can flip to both pages. I don't think I'm able to do that. Or hold on, let me see if I push this. Does this work? Can you see my screen? So if I push this, do you see me flip to that screen, right? Like if I push that, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you see, 2 weeks ago, Teotw made a post trying to jab at haplogroups. Um, he said, if you are what your father is, then you have a chance of being either. Excuse me. He says, if you are what your father is, then you have a chance of being either of these nations of people. So, so-called haplogroup experts refute this. I wonder who he's talking about. So-called haplogroup experts. This is the basics of everyone's argument, and their theory falls flat on its face. And so they have a map, or not a map, but a family tree of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Oh, excuse me, it goes to a video. Sorry about that. I thought it was a an image. But going back to that post, it was from 13 days ago. Scroll all the way back down because she's saying we started all of this. I just want to show you that 13 days ago they made this post talking about so-called haplogroup experts. And there aren't that many people in the Israelite community that talk about haplogroups, or the conscious community, or the Christian community. So this is from 2 weeks ago. Excuse me, 2 weeks ago. I said 13 days ago. I meant to say 2 weeks ago. Now, when did we do a video on Teotw? We did a video on Teotw. This is the first one because you see Gorilla Hebrew. So it's like Ron Dalton and David Roll, Gorilla Hebrew, Teotw, and Gorilla Hebrew. This was 3 days ago. So we did start talking about them recently, but why did we do it 3 days ago? What happened? What caused us to do this? Let's go back to Teo's post because her timeline is completely off. They made a post on our brother Rue, who almost says nothing about Teotw. This was from 7 days ago. He tags Sakari, he tags a few other people, and this is the one I read earlier. He says this is one of Genesis 49ers Yap boys, etc., etc. Call him a European, basically. Again, this post was from 7 days ago. Again, we only started talking about Teotw 3 days ago. So we let it slide for a couple of days. 3 days ago, we talked about Teotw. 7 days ago, Teotw talked about us. Let's keep looking down the timeline. Again, these people are lying through their teeth. Again, 3 days ago, Teotw makes a post about Genesis 49ers being a Gentile. This is when we scratched the line and said, nope, enough is enough. We're going to make a video on them because this was 3 days ago. And then Genesis 49ers does a video 3 days ago. So they had already made 2 posts on us, one with Brother Rue. We didn't say anything. One about haplogroup experts from 2 weeks ago. We didn't say anything. But we drew the line when they talked about Genesis 49ers, which was 3 days ago. So, again, she's lying when she's saying we just attacked Teotw out of nowhere this week. No, y'all made posts on us before we attacked them. Stop lying.
They're so egocentric. Like, they also made a statement where, the only reason they excluded G and R is because they want to spite Gorilla Hebrew and the Teotw twins. I'm like, do you think that we just sit around and just think about YouTube people all day? No. The question was posed by Garfield. I gave an honest response. I don't think those haplogroups played a major role in the Levant during the formative years of the Israelites. If you have evidence, show it. Show otherwise. Show the evidence that there was a large influx of G or R1BM269 in the Levant during the formative years of Israel when they came into being. I think you'd be hard pressed in doing that.
100%.
His channel, and I was trying to get home. I got lost. I was in and off the train trying to find my way. Y'all know I'm new out here. But ultimately it was a video and Yakoba on YouTube. Okay, let me start over. So on Berean's channel, I think a couple of people from the Yap gang, whatever I said, gang, was trying to build a narrative that Yakoba is a Gentile and he lied about his DNA. I got on, and y'all, I did cuss a little bit, so y'all pray for me. Please pray for me. I still have moments like that.
Pause that.
But ultimately, I got on defending the fact of,
we're saying he lied about making fake maps. He got a J map and put G beside it. We're not saying he lied about his DNA. At least I don't recall. I was the only one up there, so don't say all of Yak Gang, just me up there when I was on Berean. And he did lie about making fake maps. So you can keep playing it. I'll bring that up in a
I don't
second.
care what they are. They have done more for the community than all of them put together. And I
have to pause that. Well, stop talking about Christians. They have done more. The Christian church has done more for the community than any Black Hebrew Israelite organization. So stop talking about Christians. Stop talking about Muslims. Stop talking. All those organizations have actual infrastructure, right? Actual programs, right? They were talking about community outreach. You're not beating the Christian church on that. So stop making videos about the UA. Stop making videos about Christian church. That's use your logic. That's utilize the logic that you're trying to use against us. Oh, they've done more. Whatever that is that they do. I think they promote idiocy and racism. I don't know how that's good for our people, but that's to say they're giving out sandwich bags. They're giving out sandwich bags. That does not make their doctrine correct. The issue is the doctrine. We're not talking about their philanthropy. Because if y'all cared about philanthropy, you would not attack UA. You would not attack the Christians. You wouldn't even care about, you'll ignore Berean. Like, you know what? They disagree with us, but you know what? They give out sandwiches and they feed people, and Christians have food pantries and they do charitable works. Obviously, y'all don't think like that. This is just another excuse to try to protect Teotw. And we shouldn't even be talking about you, Sister E. We shouldn't even be discussing this video. This is another diversion tactic to get the heat off of those two morons.
Right, because the heat really should be at Teotw, not Sister E.
Right,
because they're the ones causing all this.
Allowing you to be a meat shield for them. They making you a meat shield for them, so you can catch all the bullets and the shots. They ain't slick. That's why right after this, I'm not talking about you no more, sister. I'm dropping this and I'm going back on them. And another video about y'all ain't stopping nothing. We're gonna talk about Guerrilla Hebrew's legacy and where M269 comes from. We're gonna teach y'all about Yemniah. And the train doesn't stop.
Right. I'm actually waiting for Teotw to get on so I can address their points, but she's defending them so much in this early part of the video. But we're almost done here. I just want to address this first few minutes.
So one thing I know is they're not liars. Jacob and Teotw are not liars. They have their theory on DNA, and they have we woke on to they have their theory on DNA, and I have my theory. They have their theory, and the Yak Gang has their theory. Does it make them a liar? No. Everybody has a right to have their own theory.
Yeah, they say that all of it's BS. That's a theory, huh?
Yeah, they don't have a theory. They say they don't even touch DNA. So how do they have a theory if they don't even touch it? But they technically do touch it. I don't know.
They tell you making all the assumptions, but they make 1,000 assumptions. Everybody came off a slave ship as an Israelite. That's an assumption. All Negroes are Jews. That's an assumption. All European Jews that went to the Inquisition are Negro. That's an assumption. You're making all these assumptions that can't be backed with facts. And instead of talking about that, we're discussing a video tonight that she made to be a meat shield for these people, man. This is idiotic. We should be discussing the information. We took it here, but I'm telling you, after tonight, I don't care how many videos Sister E make. I'm focusing on the two morons.
But during the conversation, I overheard them say, well, this is our first time this week doing a video on them. And I said, what? Y'all been doing videos on them for a while.
Keyword this week.
Does anybody remember if he said that? I can't remember. But another thing they said was, because I brought up the fact that we all had a private conversation, and with some people from the Yap gang and Teotw and Yacoba. I remember, you know how when you're doing a StreamYard, everybody starts slowly but surely straggling in. Well, Yeshua came into the call, and I was like, oh, Yeshua came, and then he hung up. He was like, man, I don't want to hear this, and left. And when I heard
Pause
him, I
that.
said, "Oh, okay." So now they're laying.
So
Hold
she's
on,
saying that
hold on.
okay, yeah.
Ivry. Not only I showed up, I said something
You
too.
said something, Teotw recorded it. Play the recording. Release y'all's version of the tape. But on top of that, did you pop in and say whatever just said? You should.
No,
Right.
no, I didn't. I wasn't even involved at all with that conversation. And again, if you guys know how StreamYard works, once you come into the room, in order for you to say something, the host has to bring you on the panel.
And I just got to ask, why will he pop in and pop out when he was not supposed to be there in the first place? And hypothetically, even if he did come, he wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
It's in the text. Like, come on, before you made up this lie, did you think about it first, or just play the video?
Yeah, I'm trying to give her the benefit of, because again, I'm not going to allow them to use her as a meat shield.
That's right. That's true, though. That's true.
And y'all ain't right for allowing this sister to be y'all meat shield.
Right.
You understand?
You ain't your mama.
We don't know maybe Sister E, the benefit of the doubt is this. Maybe you're referring to something else. I don't know what you're referring to. Maybe it's something else you're referring to, but you're not referring to this meeting. It's impossible. I wasn't there. We got the damn footage. What else can you say?
And the text message.
In the messages, man. Stop.
It's like that old saying, make a lie, you got to make another lie.
Facts.
Lying and saying your shoe wasn't on there. That is a lie. Y'all know me.
Y'all know me. Just trust me. Even though I don't got no proof of anything I'm saying. That's what she just said.
Yes. She's just coming with claims. No evidence.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. But hold on one second.
You can skip up a little bit since.
Okay, I thought my daughter was tapping for me. But ultimately, Yeshua did show up to the call and he left. Now y'all know me. One thing I ain't is a liar. One thing I'm not gonna be, I'm a liar. Now I might make some mistakes, but I know who got on that call. So now they're trying to say Yeshua wasn't on the call. We recorded it. No, you recorded the call. Did you record everybody coming into the call? And I asked him that. Hebrew of Israel wouldn't answer my question.
I did answer your question.
Before you recorded the video,
actually,
that you supposedly recorded, did y'all record it when he first came on? They didn't do that because I remember Yeshua getting on and then leaving. So y'all know me. I don't care anything about what people in Berean's chat say about me. They've been talking about me for years. So I'm not even worried about that. And it ain't Berean's fault. Let's make that clear. Berean is not his fault. Berean is doing what Berean does on his channel. That's his channel.
So Berean has that right to do whatever he wants to do on his channel, no matter how he brings an atheist on to bash you guys. He's given that right, but Yashu can't conduct himself how he wants to conduct himself on this. Y'all don't own me, man. But y'all giving this dude the leeway to do that, man. That just shows you guys are hypocrites, bro.
They give them themselves a leeway. They want Razib Khan, who's an atheist, to debunk us about haplogroups, but yet they get mad at other people for bringing on atheists.
It's silly, bro, that we even have to address this. This is very silly.
But ultimately, they did not lie. The map was not a lie. I know the brothers. I know their character.
Pause that right there.
If anything.
So
I know their.
So the map was not a lie, but it's been proven to be a lie. Ivry showed that it was actually the J haplogroup, but they overlaid G on it.
Yep.
And how they can prove this is show the source. Show where y'all got that map from. They have yet to do that. Just go to the page. You should be able to show us. Oh, it was there. Okay, we can use the Wayback Machine and go back to the time period you said you grabbed that paper. It should be there. The
Wayback Machine can show it. Thank you. They think they're slick and they can get away from this, but nope, you can't. But just to show this really quick, their video came out in 2019 showing that J map. I'm just going to show everybody again. This is the map that they had for haplogroup J. I mean for haplogroup G, which is really J. It was this particular map. And you can see up here, file, haplogroup J. You can go down to when this map was first made. It was made in January 2012. And that's how old it is. There's a source, the author, and then there's other versions of this map that you can see, like this version of J, and it has all the information behind it. But there is no, this has never been G. So them trying to say that this came from, that this was once G and they changed it, it makes no sense. Because why would they change it from G to J and then back to G then J? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it's always been J. Like, come on now. They lied. Like, you can't even admit to this. It's crazy. You go back to
This is just a classic case of being biased. That's it. You're just being
Actually-
biased. You don't want to hear anything negative about the people that you support. You know, Cowboy. I'm a Cowboy fan, so I understand team biasness, right? We every year we talking about we going to the Super Bowl, knowing dang well, and we not prepared to go to no dang Super Bowl. We in shambles. Sometimes you gotta be honest about the team you support. Okay, they made up that map. They can't show us where they got the map from, right? But the map they had magically said G, and they were proud of it. They said, "Look where G is at: lands giving to Israel."
Exactly. In the Levant.
Right. And it's like, for you to just ignore that. Oh no, I know they're not lying. I know they're good people. No, the lie is on the screen. The
Isn't that
proof
what
is
those
in the pudding. And you can't even have the integrity to admit that that is a lie. What's on the screen is a lie. That's not the J map.
this it's not the G map.
Excuse me, that's not the G map. Excuse me. You know? And then if you watched our video what we did with destruction of Teotw, we showed where they doctored information. We proved they doctored the information because we showed the original source and what they showed on the screen. See, what they do is they take these snapshots and then they doctor it, and they put it on the screen and present it to you guys. And you guys are wowed by it. Like, oh, yeah, that's right. But when you actually go to the book doesn't say that, or it says it, but they left parts out on purpose. Oh, no, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. Stop it. Well, Michael Jordan said, stop it. Get some help.
Before you play the video, let me just push this really quick because I actually got one more thing to show. Then we go back to the video. Can you see my screen? All right, not gonna play all this. I'm just gonna play the first few seconds, just so people can see what map they were saying was G.
So how they have said in his own words.
Tell me if y'all hear an echo, by the way.
Yeah, let that play, brother.
So here's a map of where they show where G is. And that big, dark, red spot, maroon spot, 60 to 100% of it was G directly in the Levant. And as we read to you, G originated where? In the Middle East. Right? Lands giving to Israel.
And that's easy to do. They're talking about, so you got to be a graphic design. Like, and they continue to lie. You got to be a graphic designer to make a fake. No, all you have to do is overlay that map on a white background and open up a font text and insert G right there. That is not hard.
Exactly. If you've ever gone to college and have to do a presentation, it's not that hard. Unless they've never been to college, but I'm pretty sure they have.
They claim to be dealing in the field of IT or something like that. So I doubt it. They know how to do that. And for you to, and Sister E is in the field of IT as well, I believe. So you know better. Stop it.
All you gotta do is
seconds.
take the map, just take it like this, and then put it on PowerPoint.
That's all you gotta do. And on the side, you can insert text and put a G there.
Exactly, bro. So I got audio of them doing that. All right, now you can go back to the video because I just want to show people that.
And they're not liars. Now, Jibo, whatever, how you do your name, don't come in here with that because I'm not here for it tonight. I'm not here for it. I'm gonna answer your question. They did not manipulate a map. I know them. I know them myself. And
That's
again,
called
I look at
bias.
the character of how they've carried themselves for years. Liars, they're not. Now, your Cobra will cuss you out. We all know that. But they're not liars. Okay, Jibo. They're not liars. They're not liars, Jibo. So
Even when the evidence is right in
yeah,
front of your
I
face,
just know
this
them.
is
I know
cultic
them.
behavior,
So
man.
yeah.
Extremely cultic.
Okay, so what I'm waiting for the brothers to come in. So ultimately, let me start over from the beginning. Today, the Yap Gang themselves, and they got on. Oh, I didn't send y'all the link. I'm sorry, Yakoba and them, Yakoba and Teotw. Hold on, let me send y'all the link. I'm sending y'all the link now. Let me see. What am I on Facebook? Y'all, when I say I just walked in the house. Just walked in the house. So that's why I sound a little out of it right now. Just walked in the house. Okay, y'all, here's the link. I'm
It
sorry, I
should be
forgot.
Teo defending them, not her.
Okay, come on. Okay, I just sent y'all the
Defending
link.
themselves.
I just sent, go look in our chat. I sent you the link. But okay, so the whole thing was this. Marin had a live, and like I said, the Yap Gang got on. And when the Yap Gang got on, they tried to spin the narrative like Cobra lied, they Gentiles. And I got up there and I mean, acted a little extra, y'all. Y'all know me, Saints. Pray for me.
Pause.
Y'all know I don't mean no harm. Y'all know I do things in love.
I never went on Berean and said that TEOTW are Gentiles. Now they said that about us, but I never said that they were Gentiles. I don't remember that part. Pull that clip and I will retract my statement. But I don't remember that part. Keep playing. I just exposed their lies though.
Y'all know I'm not. Y'all know I'm a little special, a little cray. But I went off. Hey, because I know
Look, they get all the leeway in the world to do whatever the hell they want to do, but with me,
young
nope.
people.
That's fine. I'm
think they
fake
gonna
though. I am.
But ultimately, hold on. Here they come. Y'all can talk while I
Yeah, Sister E. So the lion that's a coward, his name is Hebrew Israel now.
Can
He
you
had to
pause that?
change his name because we didn't destroy his
Ad
first name.
hominem.
Yeah. It's funny how he calls me a coward, but he never accepts my debates. Like I always say, he is the coward that got devoured because he is not accepting my debates. Let's debate on a neutral platform, TOTW, like Berean TV or something, and let's debate about haplogroups and autosomal DNA and how these forms of DNA are used. Let's debate on that. But they won't.
All from them F lineages, right along with G.
Facts, James. Facts.
Oh, my bad. I'm playing the other video. I'm trying to find this clip.
My bad. My bad. I thought that was James. I saw him in the panel. So
He's such a weak-minded individual and
Ad
lack
hominem.
integrity. So the
Hope that wasn't
particular
about me.
group map that he was talking about, I got from Wikipedia. Now, you know, Wikipedia is always changing. Maybe they made a mistake and changed it to J, right? But when I got it, it said G. Now,
pause
he
that
brought
right
this
there.
up like, what, 2 years ago?
Teo, go back 2 years ago then and pull up the Wayback Machine because we can do that. If you can, you shoot, maybe you can pull it up, but we can go on the Wayback Machine and see 2 years ago if that was ever titled G. It likely wasn't. Still think you're a liar on that. You can play it. Well,
When we first discussed this stuff, and I told him that. And not only did I tell him that, I also showed him maps and where the distribution of the haplogroup G is in the Levant. Right now, as you all know, I don't even believe the Levant is where we're from. I don't believe it's Israel. So why would I manipulate it And I don't even think that's our land. Now, make it make sense, please.
Pause that part right there. I believe this was before they started talking about Israel
He
being an
just
actual land.
lied.
Let me bring up his YouTube channel and the timeline of his YouTube channel.
He was in the clip saying lands giving to Israel. Now he said, I don't
that's
even
true
believe
too.
that. At that time, you
That's
did,
true,
brother.
actually. Yeah, and that time he did believe that. So let me actually just pull up him saying that. Let me just pull that up. I'm just gonna replay that audio one more time because that's a good point. I was just gonna look through the timeline, but I can just play the audio.
So I'll let him say it in his own words.
Share my screen, by the way.
Hey, while you pulling that up, I just want to say something real quick. I found it
Here's a
rather
map of where
amazing. Oh, I
No, go
found
ahead.
it rather amazing how she could just be like, you know, Jacoba might curse you out, you know, but that's it. But our whole reasoning for not bringing Jashub on was because Jashub uses vulgar language.
Oh,
Like
that's a good
that
point, actually.
don't even add up to me. You know what I mean? Because you supposedly don't want people on your channel who do that type of thing, but it's okay for the guy who you're biased for, but it's not okay for the person on the other side. We get it.
That's a good point, actually. But I don't cuss, and I bet they don't want me on there either. So
So here's a map of where they show where G is. And that big, dark, red spot, maroon spot, 60 to 100% of it was G directly in the Levant. And as we read to you, G originated where? In the Middle East. Right? Lands given to Israel.
So G is in the Levant, in the Middle East, lands given to Israel. Or did he say Shem? Shem or Israel?
He said Israel.
Israel. So yeah, he did believe in that time. Israel wasn't Israel.
Look what Abu said. Only an elite graphic artist could put a letter G next to that map.
Wow.
It's called.
Very
Hey,
elite.
when they said that, I was like, is your audience really buying that?
Bro, unfortunately, if you look at the comments,
They were buying it, wasn't they? See,
They
that's
were
what I'm
buying
talking about, man. Like, we
Cults,
got a
bro.
long way to go.
Cults, bro. Never expected exposing a cult when I got on YouTube, but here we are. You can go back to the video.
And I know they understand editing stuff because I see these same people using memes and creating memes. They know how to do that. Come on now. Stop it. He's like,
Hey,
like,
I think.
what'd you say, James?
Oh, my bad. I cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish.
No,
What you
go
said
ahead.
is gonna
Go
be.
ahead. I was about to read this comment.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. You know what? I think we should deploy a new methodology, man, because you know they get 30, 40,000 views for being pseudo. Maybe we need to stop referencing our sources as sources and just say we made the shit up.
Yep.
We might get a lot more views, man, if we just say we made it up.
Oh my God. Mario's like, maybe it's believable because his audience is like 60 years old. Maybe they don't understand. Oh, maybe because you know older people they look at technology different. They're like, oh wow, if you go on the computer and restart it or something, or open up a icon, they think that's your computer tech. You know, maybe that's what.
I'm hoping, bro. I'm hoping.
Oh man. I'm trying to pull up the Wayback Machine. I'm trying to find the actual wiki. What's the wiki? What's the name of the wiki?
Haplogroup J. File haplogroup J. Y-DNA. But you can just pull it up on the Wikipedia comms and see its dates back to 2012.
This one says 2011.
Dang.
But it's green. It's got a green color. I'm trying to find that red one. I'm gonna stick it in the Wayback Machine.
Here, I can copy and paste it and put into.
Yeah. Copy and paste it for me. We'll let it play until we get that.
Well,
Right?
to Sister E,
There it is.
we might be programmers. We're not graphic artists, so we wouldn't have a clue on how to manipulate and put them layers on and make it look just like the rest of the Wikipedia.
Wait. Are you trying to tell the audience that you went to school, probably undergrad in some kind of tech, some kind of field in IT, and you don't understand how to save an image as, take that image, upload it into a program, and then insert a text next to it? But you went to school
he
for 4
arguing as if
years.
he made the whole map, bro. Listen to what he's saying, the texture and stuff. He's talking about the map itself. He's trying to deflect to the map itself instead of talking about that big ass fucking G he has.
Boy, y'all something else. No one's saying that you.
Man, the lies go deeper and deeper. And deeper. Look what
When
they
did
got to
somebody
make up.
say that you created the colors, the texture, the map outline? No one said that.
You share my screen, YouTube. Let me show people how it's done. It's not that difficult. I even showed it in the video, but these people did. Man.
Yeah, right.
You might be wondering,
More says, but they
you know,
make
why does it
presentations all the time, though. These dudes are liars, bro.
discovered this? You might be wondering, why does it say G like that on his map? I explained this 3 years ago, Teotw. Well, pay attention. The only way I can see as to why it has a G right there on this map that clearly is J is by doing this. Just go to PowerPoint. Very simple method. Which I'm pretty sure everybody used at some point, PowerPoint. And if you don't know how to do this, then you should not have your job. Get the file.
That's some serious graphic designer stuff right there, brother.
I know,
you must
right?
have went to school for 7 years.
I'm the best there is, bro. The CIA, they got the best, bro. I'm getting paid $100,000 for this, bro.
And the lies are so ridiculous. How are you going to back this? What are you going to say?
Hey, you sure you didn't have to draw that map?
That's exactly how.
Yeah, you didn't have to
draw the map, man.
I was a little too lazy that day, so what I decided to do was just get it off Wikipedia.
Come on, brother. You got to show us how to do that texture, brother.
So, I guess in 2019.
When was that video made?
2019, their video.
A little bit bigger. 2019. All right, so I'm in the Wayback Machine. I'm gonna go back to 2019.
Yeah, let me pause my video. But yeah, y'all see how it's done. It's not that hard. Like I said, their lies are catching up with them. Let me just put it that way. I mean, this stuff is simple to debunk.
And again, we're proving this with the evidence. I just found out something. These guys are allergic to evidence. That's what it is. That's what it is. I promise you. So this is Wayback Machine. I put that image in there. Why is it not coming up? So I said it was snapshot in 2019. Oh, wait a minute.
Right there. You see it right there? That little blue. Hold on. Let me make it bigger for myself so I can see. It's right there. Wait, don't in April 18th.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's loading. There we go.
So we can go back, Teotw, and see the lies. Post that link in the.
There it is, right there. With a haplogroup J, and there's no letter by it. You guys obviously saved this image and put J right next to it, man. We're not dummies, man. You're not going to sit up here and sell that narrative to us. You took this image from this wiki and you copied and pasted it, and then you inserted G right next to it.
Right. And they did this back in 2019.
Sister E be like, I know them though. I know them.
Right? Are they still liars, Sister E? I mean,
Look, and
the
this image
Wayback
was
Machine,
uploaded January 5th, 2012.
bro. I showed that too in my video, 2012.
Y'all perpetrating the fraud, bro. It's obvious you guys are liars. It's not hard to figure this out.
And then they call us liars, huh?
This was not hard at all. He's a true artist.
Yeah, the CIA paid for the best, you know. So
I know they heart. They give out sandwich bags, you know, at the
you don't
quickie
even say
mart.
what they do.
Shut up. Oh,
But
my
let's
God.
go back to the video. We're almost done. I just wanted to address those.
Why do we have to
simple
even
problems.
address? This is so idiotic.
It
We have
is.
to
It is.
address this, man.
Stuff, right? So, I mean, obviously, it was out there on Wikipedia. I mean, we first of all, it's not a
Lies.
character. There's no
Big
lie.
lies.
It is what it is. But they keep trying to play that because they're trying to create this false image that, you know, we're lies and manipulators when we pulled it straight from Wiki. Period. And we've been telling them that for 2 years. And you know, and so
Sound like he
Marine
lying.
gets in
He
his
does
little
sound like
mental
he's lying. He's
state where
stuttering, can't
loses
even get his
it, and now
words
he's
out.
going to war
Yeah,
against
he
us
hesitant as
because I
hell.
happened to tell him stop lying about the 400 years, right? So now he done lost his mind.
Look how
Yeah,
he
he
got
got
his
his
medication.
That's why. Yeah, and so
that's why he
he
be hitting on the table all the time.
Now they
so
switched it
that's
to
why he
talking about
gets
Berean.
people like Abu, who we told Abu from the very beginning, we're not talking to you. We talk to Israel. Abu keeps coming back trying to bother us, and we don't even teach DNA, but we gonna reveal what we believe is true and what you guys are lying. And so, I mean, the problem is, you know how
We
Mormon
lying.
Israelites, they can go read a Bible.
Hold on,
They
wait.
can go
We're lying, but you're creating maps. You Abu. The Wayback Machine is right. This is funny because this is something they would say.
It is something they would say though. Watch them steal this from Abu. Family, you know that the Wikipedia is owned by the Jewish people.
Hey, nah,
Which is
y'all
crazy.
gotta y'all forgot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Napoleon got E1B1B. He Yap Gang too. And you telling me that enslaver? You know what I'm saying? Is related to us?
Hey, you can't tell me my cousins don't look like me.
Have you ever seen a Creole family?
For real.
Why does the Yap game just trust the enemy? But that's so perfect. That's something they would say. You know, that's something they would say. Oh
Well,
man,
they actually think we are the enemy. We are a bunch of Edomites, you know, even though we showed our DNA.
Yeah,
Nah,
one
see,
minute.
they don't have the Yap gene. So since we got Yap, we they enemy. That's what they saying.
Man. Look, man, I'm gonna show you guys again where they plagiarize here in a minute. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna show you where they doctor the image to make it say what they want to say. These guys
And,
are liars.
And I think that right here they talk a lot about Berean. So you can kind of skip up, like just push the front button to skip up every 10 seconds, because I didn't want to play the whole thing tonight. They do address us in that section.
Yeah, let me
I
bring
feel
this
like I
out
got
there.
the main. I think I got the main things I wanted to get, but you know.
taught 4 years ago.
Exactly. And Sister E, can you show that video I put up right there?
Yep.
All right. And so let me play it.
Oh, okay. So okay. Because so like what James was saying, he's giving a hypothesis as far as if Abraham was X, Y, and Z, he would feel like E1B1A and E1B1B, a mixture, would be what the Israelites were. Is that the point?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much the downstream mutation from EP2 is E1B1A
Okay.
and E1B1B.
So, but okay. So I mean, it's a hypothesis, as Yashu said on my channel the other day. So I ain't gonna argue with the hypothesis.
Yeah, and the Israelites would have been mixed up anyway. They would have had J, they would have had T. There would have been an amalgamation.
So why not Gorilla Hebrews R? I'm throwing that in the mix. Come on, man. I can't. I gotta
Hey,
save my brother,
it
man.
was
Come
in
on,
the
man.
region. Hey,
I
look,
gotta
it
You
save
heard
my
James
brother.
say
Why
it
y'all
was there.
laughing? It ain't funny, man. Come on, man. I gotta save
Yeah, I
him.
heard
I gotta
that.
save Gorilla. Why not R?
It's not likely R1B played a major role in that region. They might have mixed, but
Look
I
at them
don't
bring
think
up
they
Rue's
played a
DNA
major
for
role
some
in that.
weird reason.
Did
Like,
you hear what I just said?
I'm
It's
sorry.
not
Go ahead.
likely R1B played a major role in that region, but they might have mixed.
It's not. That's why I say sprinkle, because I think the sea peoples may have carried a little bit of R1B along with them. We know that the Hittites had R1B amongst them because that's how.
Indo-Europeans, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it was there, but it wasn't significant. Like, I don't even consider it part of the main core component of the Israelites, which without a doubt we can say was E1B1B, E1B1A, and J. We know that was in the region at the time. No one can
And
argue
plus, and plus, the R markers would have been Indo-Europeans, because
that.
despite
Correct.
as some people might want to think, the Middle East wasn't just a bunch of Shemites. There was Japhites there too, and the R1B would belong to the Japhetic people there in the Middle
I
East.
mean, the borders rub right up against each other, just like
Exactly.
it
Most
rubs
likely
up against
Mitanni.
Africa. You find A and B in different regions.
Exactly.
Most likely Mitanni people had the R1B, and then
Yep.
that
Mitanni
may
were
be why Akhenaten and them got it. So
exactly.
no one's saying they wasn't there. We just don't think they played a major role. Just give us the paper showing otherwise. Show the evidence.
I think Garfield did say something that I heard that I think could also be plausible when he talked about King Tut having that R1B, because there was a Hittite princess or whatever that came into power or whatever, and she didn't want to marry a native Egyptian, and she wrote to the Hittites to send one of the princes of the Hittites down into um into Egypt to become her husband and the Pharaoh. So that could explain how King Tut and them got that R1B in them. So yeah, I think it was in that region.
Yeah. No one
That'll make a
denies
lot of
that.
sense.
You're gonna say some shit. Excuse me. You're gonna say some stuff to people that constantly read this information as if it's gonna wow us. Like, we know what was there. I don't think they played a major role. I haven't seen the evidence of them playing a major role. A large influx of these people there.
And keep reemphasizing, these R markers would not be from Shem. These are Japhites. These are
Right.
Indo-Europeans, not Semitic people. All right.
Right.
Correct.
And
They
if
played a
they're with
major
Israel,
role
they
in.
amalgamated. Y'all don't understand the arguments because you guys live in fairy tale land all the time. There's two things being discussed: paternal descendants of Jacob and sojourners. Sojourners can be any haplogroup. Paternal descendants of Jacob have to be one, because we know it's a fact that a Y chromosome is passed down from father to son, unbroken chain. Right? You can only have one haplogroup. You're not going to have 12 children and one of them have R, one of them have G, one of them have A. That is irreconcilable with science. Come on, stop it.
Hey, real quick, can you clarify for them what you mean by, like, they won't have a different haplogroup? Because, like, sister, you keep saying haplotype, haplotype, haplotype. And can you explain real quick the difference between a haplogroup and a haplotype, just for those who don't know?
Okay, well, haplogroup is the major group, right? The haplotype will be like U290, like the mutation, the SNP, the defining SNP. Those will be your different haplotypes. But the major group will be what we call the macro haplogroup, the E. And all she has to do is just go and read this stuff. The problem is you're trying to learn this information from these guys that tell you that everybody came up with slave ship was the same. When these guys that tell you that Israel's in Ethiopia or in East Africa somewhere. From these guys that said that Jacob lived in 300 BCE. From these guys that alter maps, right, to make it say what they want to say. These guys that alter books to make it say what they want to say, right? But it's an ostensible fact. If you're haplogroup E, your son is going to have haplogroup E. He's going to have that macro haplogroup, right? And whatever your mutation is, you might have a downstream mutation from it. It's just that simple. What Teotw them are saying is not represented in the field of science. It does not comport. It's just as silly as the 12 tribes chart. It's just as silly as what Ron Dalton is proposing, that, Ishmael is haplogroup J, and then Jacob is E1B1A. How are they having two different distinct haplogroups that come from different branches on the tree? Meaning they descend from different male ancestors. That makes no sense.
Well, I guess Hagar was thought.
She had to, yeah. Are you saying Hagar, was creeping on the down low? She would have to be creeping to have, get impregnated. And the son that came out of her womb have a different haplogroup than Abraham. This is not
Ishmael
complex.
baby mama was creeping. Somebody baby mama was creeping though.
Somebody sleeping in my bed.
Taking my place.
All right. And everybody watching, just look this stuff up, man. Just like my true ancestry stuff. There's an I button there for a reason. It stands for info. Click that and read it. All right, let me let this play. 17 region. Wait, did the video stop?
Wait, what?
I hear nothing.
What'd you say?
And the video's still running, but they're not
Now, y'all
saying-
notice here,
Might have to
they stated it's a hypothesis, like we've been saying, that it's a
pause
hypothesis
that right there.
out of their own mouths.
We're saying that our particular model could be a hypothesis, but we have many models. But also understand what a scientific hypothesis is. Can you explain that, Yeshub?
Yeah, so hypothesis is an unproven statement. That's pretty much what a hypothesis is. And it has been unproven on what Jacob would have been. We don't have his remains. We don't have confirmed descendant of Jacob's remains to say what his haplogroup was. We don't. That's why it's a hypothesis. So what we do is, to support our hypothesis, is use a proxy. We know the Natufians were in the Levant. That's our proxy. They had E. They were E carriers, E1B1 and E1B1B. That's our proxy.
And they're the ancestors of Semitic populations, according to various anthropologists and archaeologists, but keep going.
Right. That's what a hypothesis is. You form hypothesis when you don't have a complete data set. That's the purpose of a hypothesis, right? Haplogroups themselves are not hypotheses.
I was just about to say that. That's the second thing I want you to cover. Yeah.
The haplogroups are empirical science. It's empirical science because it can be observed. We all have genetic code in our body. We all know how heredity works. It's passed down from our parents. Well, a Y chromosome is only passed down from the male to the son. That's how we know it is. You can track a line of descent because it can only transmit that way.
No, like Tayu said though, like sex chromosomes is something different than haplogroups, man.
Man, it's headache inducing.
And our Jedi mind tricked me to say that joint.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say. But Muslims can read your mind, so.
Yeah. Shout out to the Muslim mind trick, you know what I'm saying?
All right, watch this.
Not only that, they said that J and T could be Israel, but their whole premise is that that E1B1A.
Hello again.
Pause that right there.
Premise is that E1.
We're saying J and T are sojourners. They're from completely different nations that joined the nation of Israel. J and T, let me rephrase this in a different way. J and T are from a completely different lineage of people that came into the Israelites. They sojourned. They're a mixed multitude. They're a different group that came in and adopted the culture, like proselytes. That's what they are. But the paternal lineage is E. This is not difficult to understand.
So real quick, so if we find evidence at some point in time that G was in the area at the time, alongside E and J, etc., like it would also be plausible that G was part of the mixed multitude as sojourners, etc. Correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Now, see, we have no issue saying that. They have an issue with being a sojourner and not the pure blood, true only. We got to be a black, pure nation of Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They can't be no kind of sojourners. And if the sojourners are black anyway, and so we just stay black.
That is the main issue of these groups. They can't accept being sojourners. Which, once you're a sojourner, you do basically become an Israelite. But like we wouldn't like. Oh man, they just don't understand the concept. I think somebody else about to speak though.
That's why in the book of Esther says after that event, after Purim, the land, everybody in the land, or a lot of people in the land became Jews.
Exactly.
You know, that's referencing to the sojourner thing, where they amalgamated, and
Yeah,
then once
it
they
didn't say they wanna
amalgamated, we
be-
treat them as a homeborn Israelite.
But we're not going to have sojourners running around lying.
Yeah,
That's the issue we have with the UK.
You guys don't understand any damn thing. Like, again, saying that amalgamation was there is not the same thing as saying they all descend from Jacob. I don't know why I have to explain that to you guys. They claim to be so technical, and y'all say that the sophistication is too sophisticated. I don't know why I have to explain to you that amalgamation does not mean the line of descent.
Too sophisticated, but they don't know how to take a map from Wikipedia and put a G beside it. Okay.
Yeah, that's outside their pay rate, huh?
That's a little too sophisticated.
That's a little bit too sophisticated.
Well, I can't blame them that they don't know how to do that. I was, the best that the CIA offered for. So,
all right, let's let this play.
1B1A is Israel, but yet they make distinctions for J and T, which are Ashkenaz. Somebody tell me that they have a preference then.
J and T are Ashkenaz? Are they using haplogroups to link people?
Yep. And we've already showed, and they're going to show a paper that shows that G is a part of the Ashkenazis too, that I was reading from. They ignored that.
Now, I want y'all to slow down and understand this right quick, because they just threw the entire haplogroup of J into being Ashkenazim, right?
And T.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, J and T, right? Like, so both of these haplogroups are found amongst the Limba, of whom I was on that same channel defending their J haplogroup. Sister had me on that channel debating and defending the Limba J haplogroup against the extended cohemodal haplotype model, something I was just on Brands just a little while ago talking about with Garfield or whatnot, and just had to prove Garfield on right quick, where they couldn't and wouldn't do it. She didn't ask Tay and Yacoba to go debate Garfield. It was me and my homie Yehukanan, right? Not Tay and Yacoba. No, they couldn't handle Garfield on this. So just like early, like when she shot out Yeshuba whatnot and reaching out to Yeshuba whatnot, yes, it's all gravy when we can beat up the people that they can't beat up, right? But the moment they catch the same hands, oh no, we're trying to stop the awakening, fam. We're against Israel or whatnot. We're trying to give away the birthright.
Our whole race literally changed when we disagreed with them.
Right, literally.
Watch this. Let me get off this. I'm gonna prove that they liars, right? Watch this. Stop this one. Let's go back to this. Is why I told you guys, when they responded and they made that video, I was like, what's the point? We've already covered everything. We showed and proved that these guys are, first of all, lunatics, and secondly, the information is all over the place. It's cartoonish, it's Disney, it's Pixar, and they alter the information. And it's blatant. It's blatant. Watch this. So this is from a video entitled Deconstruction of Teotw Round 2, right? Live. This was done in February. This is a slide from one of their videos. So what they did was they said, oh, according to the geneticists, now this is Clyasol's writing, right? The problem, it says here, the problem is also that the geneticists rarely consider haplogroups in their findings. That's what they're trying to point out in this video. See, geneticists don't even refer to haplogroups. That's what they said in this video. And they said, this is our proof here. This is our proof text. And I'm like, I own this. Where this excerpt comes from, I own this book. It does not say this. So watch this. Let me let the video play. I found it. I got the book by Clio. This is from Cliosolve, actually.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Now, they're gonna have to explain this shit because I'm scratching my head right now.
Yo, I got my popcorn ready. Bring it out, fam.
Somebody's mic is might be accidentally showing, by the way.
Yeah,
Somebody's camera.
So I don't know if the blog chopped and screwed this quote. Is there a variant of this quote? But this is what the quote actually says. It says, the problem is also that the genetic excuse me. The problem is also that geneticists rarely consider haplogroup subclades haplotypes in their findings, employing genome data. That's the full sentence. That's completely different than just saying haplogroups.
Read it again, bro.
The problem is also that the geneticists rarely consider, so that's the same, right? Haplogroups, subclades, haplotypes in their findings.
Now go to this shit.
And this is specifically talking about Jewish people in the Cohen marker and stuff like that.
Right. And he's right, because in the book, when they talk about Jewish people, they won't go to the particular subclade. Notice they took out complete words.
You slowly walk that out for people of theirs who might be watching, because they're not going to catch what you just said. Please explain the difference between into what they said versus what this ad.
Yeah, you do have to break that down.
Actually, it's talking about haplogroup subclades, haplotypes. So the specific haplotype of R1b or R1a found in the Jewish group. He's saying the geneticists don't consider that. They just give the major haplogroup, which is R1a or R1b. Versus what? Go ahead.
No. So they try to use a sentence, right, that specifies that they actually give the haplogroup. They just don't get the specific haplotype and subclades, etc. all the time. And they try to use that sentence to say that they don't use haplogroups at all. Am I hearing that correctly?
That's exactly what they're trying to do.
Yes. Yes. You caught it, more. You caught it.
So it even goes in further, what it's talking about right here. It says they claim R1 haplogroup among the Jewish population came from Slavic men, while their Jewish and Slavic haplotypes are principally different.
Shout out to Benjamin Netanyahu.
Right. That's what this is arguing. It's not saying, oh, geneticists don't even use haplogroups. You guys are out of your damn minds, man. I have to fish for this source, and I actually own this book. Why I have to fish for the source? Because y'all don't properly citate shit. They didn't even cite it right. One or two things could be happening. One or two. So as you guys can see, Teotw, you took a paragraph, you butchered the paragraph, removed words from the paragraph to make it seem as if geneticists do not use haplogroups in their findings. They don't consider haplogroups in their findings. Dang. What you gonna say then, Sister E? I know them. They're good peoples. I know they're not lying. They took a page from a book and chopped words out of it. It should have said haplogroups, haplotypes, and subclades. It didn't even say that.
You know, we're gonna have to redo that video, like, and basically bring that up again, but just, you know, earlier the next time we do a live stream, so it's not 2 hours in, because that's a good dagger. Yeah, they pretty much plagiarized the book and tried to make it seem like Cliosol was making a claim he was not making. He was just simply pointing out that when they categorize who's a Jew or I think what was a Scythian or something like that, Slavic, they don't consider the subclades. They just say R1b comes from the Slavic people instead of considering the exact subclade. That's all he was saying. Tell them use that opportunity to chop and strew
his words and try to make a argument to fit their narrative. You got to be maniacal at that point, man.
They are, bro.
And didn't even properly cite the name paper, bro. But what's Sister E gonna say? They don't lie. They're my friends. They give out sandwiches to the homeless. Shalom, Yashar.
Shalom, family. She live right
Hold
now.
up. Just saying.
She's live right now.
Yeah, she waiting on us.
Even though we offered Teotw a debate various times in the past, but we're supposed to accept their offer. Interesting.
Right. Watch me go over there, get muted, throw in the back. She gonna make excuses for him. Like, how's she gonna explain the botching of the book? Huh?
Exactly.
How you gonna explain that?
Exactly. Like, if we're gonna have an actual debate
When they get here,
or a discussion, should be somewhere neutral. Should be somewhere neutral. My bad. Go ahead.
No. The actual debate is 3:15. Hold on, stop. Like, we gotta stop throwing that debate word around. 3 15-minute rounds, unabated. You don't interfere with the other brother, and vice versa. We can do a scholastic debate, a formal debate that way in a Q&A segment, and y'all gonna be fooled, man. Because we don't rely on.
She wanna.
Go ahead, James. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just real quick. I was just gonna say I'm surprised that she gonna allow you to come over there after just what yesterday she said she'd invite IUIC over there before you. You'd be the last
Exactly.
person to invite on the platform. She just don't want you there. But now all these receipts coming out and everybody seeing all the stuff they was manipulating behind the scenes. Now all of a sudden she wants you to come on and explain. Get out.
Yeah, we not.
And if we went over that, we'd be called cloud chasers, fam.
Right.
That's the cool part. We'd be called cloud chasers if we went over there.
They came on our show. Look at them trying to clout chase me on our
There
show.
goes Sister, come up to come on our live. We live. Get on here.
Yeah, we've been telling them to come on our lives.
Yeah, we told her earlier. Here go the link again. Come over here and have a discussion, and maybe I'll go over there a little later. Are you going to own up to any of the things that was said? Are you going to acknowledge that these guys took a page from a book, took words out of the page to make a claim?
Are you going to acknowledge? Are you going to acknowledge that Yeshua was not supposed to be at the meeting in that text message?
Are you going to do that? Right, you're not.
Don't forget the J.
Oh yeah,
the
the
J
map.
switch for the G.
Are you going to acknowledge that Teotw and them have the live stream that you're saying that wasn't recorded?
Are you going to acknowledge that we're not Mamzers and white European Edomites?
But your boys are.
Right. Are you going to acknowledge that the genes in your body come from a line of descent? Are you going to acknowledge that?
Are you going to acknowledge that nobody's challenging autosomal DNA? It's not autosomal versus haplogroups. It's explaining autosomal can't be used to trace ancient ancestry, period.
Right.
Are you going to acknowledge that calculators are not autosomal DNA?
In the limbo, I didn't even see haplogroup G there. Was it there? I didn't see it. Let me go.
No,
I don't think
there.
It's not.
It's not there.
Hey, listen. If Teotw didn't want to debate, this is what you can do, Sister E. If Teotw didn't want to debate on the topic of science, on haplogroups and whatnot, we can do it on Garfield's channel.
Why don't Teotw show their face? Look, she said, "Hey,
show your face." You think?
already? Yeah. Go
are
ahead.
you saying I'm afraid?
You've already showed his face on my channel when you came on the last time saying you covered with
I've
you.
already showed what I look like. Everybody knows who I look like.
On the DNA, he shows his face too. Plus, why don't Teotw and them show their face? They've been on YouTube for years. We've never seen what they look like. Why don't they show their face? You see the
tell
bias?
the Candyland twins to show their faces right quick, fam.
You see the bias?
Tell the Candyland twins to show their autosomal DNA. Tell the Candyland twins to show their mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah, we showed our autosomal DNA. People seeing how I look. Come on, man. You need to have them same standards for your boys. Have your boys show how they look, show their autosomal, the complete autosomal report on 23andMe. Have them show their mitochondrial DNA. Have them show everything, just like we showed everything. We're transparent. Everyone have seen our information, our DNA. They see our sources. These guys make up sources. These guys butcher sources. They make up maps. You're hanging with a bunch of liars, man.
Sis, what discussion is there to have? You're talking about we're liars or whatnot. Now it's time to show and prove. Stop all the talking and show and prove.
Hey, Orthodox, I just got one thing to say, bro. That damn Candyland Israelite meme is probably one of the funniest memes I've seen this year, bro. That's funny as hell.
Hey, shoot, did you want to pull up her live or what? Like pull it up on our screen or not?
Nah, I ain't worried about that.
All right. I was just
hey, it's Sister E. We not dealing with you no more. I'm not dealing with you no more after this. Anybody else want to, they can. You're not going to continue to be a meat shield, not a diversion tactic for these morons. All right?
That's true, though. Let them defend themselves. They're grown men.
They're men older than you, sis. How long you gonna keep enabling these cats to lie and do their thing to people? Because you're enabling people at this junction. You're not correcting the information. You say on your channel that these channels are a big responsibility and that there's supposed to be a lot of accountability, but yet you're not accountable to the information that comes out on your channel. People can say whatever they want to, slander other people, but that's okay. You don't got to check the information. Nah, sis. And now you're putting out information saying that we're all liars or whatnot. Show and prove.
Yeah,
exactly.
We're the liars, but the people that you're trying to back up, is on camera, doctoring books, making up maps, claiming that haplogroups don't mean any damn thing.
Share my screen, you shoot. Sister E, right here now. Tell us, is this true? Is Genesis 49ers a European? Tell us. Yes or no in the chat. Is Genesis 49ers?
Come up and tell you you're a liar to your face. Ma'am, I'm not in New York. I'm not where you're at. We're on the internet. Stop it.
See, people take
stop having. Listen, hold on. Why is Sister E the one with the balls in this situation? Where's the twins at?
Yeah, where are Teotw? Why is a woman?
Now, if I want to meet anybody in person, I'll meet them in person, and whatever happens, happens. Yeah, I can't believe she got more testosterone flowing through her veins than these niggas.
Yeah, this is a little weird. Like, why is a woman not even married to them defending them?
Anyway, man, it is what it is. Y'all want to continue watching this video?
It's up to you. I'm just waiting for her to address all these statements. Is the Yap game mamzers, Sister E? Anyways, we should be addressing Teotw, actually. We can go back to the video. I don't wanna nag on her too hard.
Oh, I forgot this one, sis. Are you going to admit that they tagged us in stuff a couple weeks ago? Or in the last week or whatnot.
Yeah, let me show that.
We didn't blow the first shots. They were blowing shots at Rue because we said we were talking to Sakari and whatnot. They got their feelings hurt.
Right here it is. Right here, they tagged Rue. I don't understand.
They tagged you, sis. Like you don't know.
Right, that too. And Rue has nothing, but Rue barely say anything. Like I'm gonna keep.
Hey, I'm still tripping off to say it to my face like we in person. If you don't sit your goofy ass down somewhere.
I mean, she shouldn't even be doing this. It's not like she's married to them. That's not their wife. So.
Hey, listen, Sister E, do what you do, man. I'm not addressing you after this. This is the last time I address you. I'm worried about the morons, all right? I'm going to focus on those two morons, and they got a problem because they sound like they want to get physical on this video.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I'll beat something up. First of all, you old, you geriatric. Don't talk about beating nobody up, man. You going to go get your son? You going to get somebody hurt. Stop it. Stop it, man.
Yeah, let's go back to the video. Let's go back.
Yeah, these dudes are funny, bro.
I just wanted to show those messages. Oh, wait, let me show one last message. And also, last thing I'm gonna say, Sister E, are you going to deny this text message that you shoot was supposed to not be there? All right, now we can go back to the video.
Wait, you know, let's bring it up since you watch it. Here's the proof. Says, sis, I look forward to talking with you tomorrow, so you can at least hear our points out. I see that Yashub decided to teach without hearing our point first. So please exclude him from tomorrow's meeting, but everyone else is invited. I wasn't even supposed to be there. What are you talking about?
Watcher quickly try to leave our live stream watching because of this.
Yeah, ask her if she gonna stop blocking our comments
Right,
on
that's
her
another
YouTube
thing.
page when we
That's
try to
another.
respond and defend our position. You block all our comments. And if you're gonna tell us not to be throwing insults, how about you tell the people in your comment section not to be doing that? Because that's all they was doing was hurling insults our way.
Oh man, poor little Tink thing. She over there talking about regardless of what Teo and them say, that Yeshua showed up at the beginning anyway. Oh man.
showed
So
up in
she's
the
saying that
beginning.
right now.
Where's your
Yeah,
claim?
she over there right now talking about regardless of what Teo and them say, Yeshua showed up at the beginning anyway. Okay, sis, then have them show the video they recorded because they hit the record button, sis.
Right, show their
So
side of the video. Post the video, Teo.
you know what this is
You
called?
notice
It's
how
called
Teo and them doesn't back what she's saying. They're not backing what she's
That's
saying. And she's
they
just telling them
recorded the
plain.
joint and they don't back what she's saying. That's the cold part.
Exactly. It's just her word. All we have is her word. I have a text message and I have video, and they have video too. She's lying. Point blank. Period. She's lying. Hate to say it.
let me share this with her real quick. I'm gonna educate the sister real quick, you know, because you know they don't, you know, tell them don't believe in education. The burden of proof fallacy, right? The burden of proof fallacy is a logical fallacy that occurs when someone tries to evade their burden of proof by denying it, pretending to have fulfilled it, or shifting it to someone else. That's you, Sister E. That's you. You made the claim and you still haven't showed the proof. All right? And that's it. You ain't gonna be a meat shield no more. You're not gonna be a diversion tactic anymore. Moving forward, I will only be focusing on dealing with the morons. You can't baby them. Get them off your titty. These are grown men. That's who I'm going to be focusing on. All right. Let's go back to the video.
By the way, Shari sent me. Well, hold on.
Oh, bring it out.
Give me a quick second. I'm gonna pull this up. This clip up. Wait, can y'all see all that? Move that down so people don't be seeing all that. All right.
No, she over there saying Yeshub started this, even though she's literally tagged in the post where they're shooting it, and tagging you in it, bro. I don't
The lies will never end. I can pull up.
Dissonance is unsurpassed.
Say it to your face. So, you know what say it to your face means, Sister E? Maybe we got different understandings of what it means to say it to someone's face. Say it to somebody's face is in person. First of all, I would never approach you like that. You're a woman, right? You're a woman. You should be letting them two males be men and stand on their own too. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Hey, yeah, and on that note, Yeshua, I do have a question for the Teo friends. Can y'all please show us G's migration pattern through Africa to get on the slave ships? I would really like the scholarly opinion on that. On G coming into sub-Saharan Africa to get swooped up in the slave ships. Please show us that.
No, I gotta read this, man. I just gotta read this.
Share my screen, by the way.
This says, notably, up to 50%. Hey, shh. Guys. Shh. It says, notably, up to 50% of Ashkenazi Jewish Y chromosome haplogroups E3b, G, J1, and Q are of Middle Eastern origins, whereas the other prevalent haplogroup J2, R1, R1b may be represented of the early European admixture. So either way it go, the G is not related to us, bro. Teotw. What's the other brother name?
No, we just
they
call them both
twins.
Teo.
Oh,
The
okay.
two
But the
morons.
other one is Jacoba. But yeah,
Jacoba.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's more than just that source that I just read. It's other sources, it's other papers, right? I mean, it's okay, bro, that you're not Israel. It shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be an argument. Unless you're
So
trying to
Jordan,
make yourself something that it ain't, man.
so
Man,
Jordan,
they need to just tap into their Hungarian, Polish, Scottish, Eastern European, Balkan history, bruh. Just tap into your legacy, bruh. That's it, man. Be who you are.
Oh my goodness, bro. This is crazy, man.
Tell them let their soul glow. Go ahead, Avery.
all right, here's the clip. Tell me if there's an echo. I think I might have to leave my mic open, but here I'm gonna play it. It's 30 seconds.
Tell you, them snakes up there, I'm not dealing with. Ryan, Ambassador, Jay the producer, Garfield, all of them, they up there selling us a lie. And my biggest problem also is these millennials, these ones that call themselves Israelites, that's falling in line with this foolishness.
Come on now, preach, Sister E.
I'm calling them all out. Sheree needs to come from down there. All of them. I'm gonna call them out. I love my brother, Second Exodus, and I'm not calling him out in a bad way because.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She called out Shari and talking about millennials, but I think there was an echo. Let me replay it and mute myself.
I'll tell you, them snakes up there, I'm not dealing with them. Ryan, Ambassador, Jay the producer, Garfield, all of them, they up there selling us a lie. And my biggest problem also is these millennials, these ones that call themselves Israelites, that's falling in line with this foolishness.
Come on now, preach, Sister E.
I'm calling them all out. Sheree needs to come from down there. All of them. I'm gonna call them out. I love my brother, Second Exodus, and I'm not calling him out in a bad way because I'll tell you, them snakes up there, I'm not dealing with them. Ryan.
Interesting. She says you millennials. There aren't that many millennials she could be talking about. I know she's talking about Shari. Shari, more than likely me. She literally mentioned Shari. But yeah. And Shari sent me that clip. But
Yeah, that's my ticket too, sis. That's the same way I took it. Here's the cold part too. Like so when it comes to feminine example and whatnot, right? I will take Shari over Sister E any day of the week, right? Like so, if y'all remember the stream when Garfield was on Berin and he was responding to Pastor Kelly who had misread the text talking about that the Portuguese didn't like being called black or whatnot because that's what they called the slaves or whatnot, and that the slaves being referring to the Mandingo population and whatnot. So we were talking about like a Luso-African population, about like the Portuguese making Luso-Africans living in West Africa, etc. whatnot. And so Pastor Kelly's like, no, the Mandingos didn't have any issue being called black. And it had nothing to do with the Mandingos. They were saying that the Portuguese, i.e. the Luso-Africans, i.e. the Lanzados, didn't like being called black, right? And so she goes on there for like an hour and a half and goes and is beefing with Garfield and with old boy and whatnot. And again, she's tripling down about like how your boy can't be wrong, how Pastor Kelly can't be wrong about what's being said. You know what I'm saying? Shari at first, she gets up on there and she misunderstands the conversation. She's on there she's thinking what Sister E saying is correct, right? Once she stops and thinks about it with her own brain, looks at what's going on, she jumps back on and apologizes to Garfield because she was acting crazy either in the chat or she jumped on saying something crazy to him. But she apologized, like, no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I didn't recognize that's what Pastor Kelly was saying. If he was saying that the Portuguese were the Mandingos, no, he got that all wrong. He got that all wrong, which he did get all wrong. And Sister E, she doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on the stuff. Pastor Kelly even doubled down again, made another video like, no, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. And she still can't say he was wrong. And he was wrong his 2 left feet. So again, like, yo, better pull back in the game of where it goes to Sister E, you know what I'm saying?
But what does the scripture say? The blind lead the blind, they all fall in the ditch.
Man.
And that millennial statement, I just got to point this out when it comes to that whole millennial statement. First of all, TOTW's content won't last for the next generation. Let's just get that straight. TOTW can be on YouTube forever. As a matter of fact, he's sort of kind of leaving YouTube. But here's the thing. The younger generation, we don't agree with him. We don't care for his information. The younger generation of black people, we want scientific data. Like, I can't be in uni with peers or, university with my peers, other 24, 25, 23-year-old black people talking about, oh, this quote from 18th century book is talking about black Jews. No, they're going to want scientific data saying how we're connected to the ancient Israelites and things of that nature. I can't be using TOTW's information, and especially his talking points, because they're extremely racist. But if you notice, a lot of the younger, Israelites within the community, we're actually far more into the DNA and the scientific field of things, like Will, son of Yah, or even Lion Farm, Rel Miyahu, Zaya, Shari, me, and various other young people. We want the scientific data, not this old racist talking points like, oh, white and black people can't be related because that's what Teotw said, or oh, white people are, their judgment is coming. Like, bro, we're in an integrated society. A lot of us have white friends. A lot of us have white family members. We're not going to go with that TEOTW cultic nonsense. The next generation of young Israelites are going to have a far better understanding when it comes to proving that we're Israel, thanks to this genetic and DNA data. And TOTW's content is really just for an older generation that frankly is dying out along with him. Like, he can't be, I don't see TOTW being on YouTube in his 70s and 80s on YouTube still talking about this nonsense. It's my generation who's going to carry it on. And we're going to carry it on using DNA and science.
Facts. A scientific truth does not triumph by convincing its opponents and making them see the light, but rather because its opponents eventually die and a new generation grows up that is familiar with it. It's Max Planck, man. Hey, Abu, let me respond to this, all right? Question: if Sister E agrees, would you all be willing to talk with her on a neutral third-party platform / channel? Here's the thing. I don't want to talk to Sister E. I want to have a debate with the Teotw twins. That's the only thing on the table. Now, if somebody else from Yap, maybe Sister Shari wants to deal with the sister, she can. I don't. I personally don't want to have that discussion with her. She butted into something that had nothing to do with her. It's about these two morons. I'm going to focus on these two morons. That's it.
And to further that point right quick, like Abu, doing such would only take away from the work that you did and pointing out, it would further take an eyes away from the work that you did in pointing out the lapse in their criteria and the fact that it's so disposable and arbitrary. So I don't even want to add to that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, there's nothing left to be said in the conversation, right? Like, so if we're being called liars or whatnot, then she got to show the proof because we're showing our proof, man.
Yeah, it's a burden of proof fallacy, man. Other than that, man, look, Teotw, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all letting this woman fight y'all battles. You Negroes is weak as hell. And y'all got a problem with it, like in the video.
They're not Negroes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I misappropriate that term. You Europeoids are weak as hell.
Hey, they say you got to protect your own damn women, Jashu.
Right. Like, come on, man. You got this woman fight y'all. Listen, I'm not falling for. I already told the brothers, I'm not falling for this trap. We gonna be on your grass, and that's it.
That is true though. They did get us going in on Sister E. We really should be
Exactly.
going in on Teotw.
Exactly. So Teotw, y'all trying to use her as an escape mechanism? That's not going to work. Oh, I really want to beat up people. I wish y'all would. Y'all probably come to my nipples, man. Y'all probably 5 foot nothing, man. Stop playing, man.
Hey, they gotta come to Houston, and there's a bunch of Casells out here. Don't
Yeah,
even try
y'all
that,
gonna
bro.
really come out here and do something to stop it. And I'm a firm believer of the Second Amendment. Stop it. Just stick to the information. All right, man. Anybody else want to say something before we close?
Now, why y'all want to beat up on pensioners?
Hey, that brother was talking about getting physical on the live. He was like, I really want to beat these people up. And then I'm like, brother, are you serious? If you don't
Hey,
sit
if
your
he's willing to
old,
come to Houston, Texas,
if you don't
I
sit
gotta
your old,
oblige the man. I got to. Out of respect, I gotta oblige the man. He came that far.
I'm laughing. I was at work hearing that part. I was just laughing. You two old niggas. I really want to beat them.
Y'all discriminating against old people. I'm leaving the group. I'm leaving. I'm out.
Hey,
You-
boy,
you
these
should-
hands
you
ready
should-
to eat, man.
You know they're gonna call us liars, so you better just play that part where they say they want to get at us. So play that part,
Get
and then we
physical.
can close
I
out.
gotta find it. I really want to beat them up. Or something like that. He said
Because
something
they're gonna
to
be like,
that
"Oh, we never said that." They're gonna be like that. Oh, we
even
didn't
though
say
it's
that
on
type of
video.
stuff. True, a lot of things on video that they said lied about.
Into making the Europeans, who they claim we are, Israel. Somebody make it make sense. We've done several videos where we even show you where G is in a Levant. I don't believe that's our territory. Now, G is in a Levant. We don't believe you can identify Israel by haplogroups anyway. But here's the other thing. And I'm going to show you something tonight if Sister E lets me. Right?
You can probably skip up.
I show stuff and I do research, right? You can't come and stump me. Right?
Oh, never mind. It might be right
Come
here.
and tell me about DNA and haplogroups and all these things, phenotype. You can't come and stump me because I do my research, right? You can't come and lie and put a red herring out there and tell me Ashkenaz or Israel. You telling me that my cousins don't look like me. Maybe one of them don't, but all of those people are cousins? I don't think so, right? Supposedly the Ashkenaz are supposed to be Judah. That's what they say they are, right? Somebody make it make sense. Either we Israel or we not.
A lot of statements were said. I'm just going to address a few. One, I don't remember us saying that Ashkenaz are Judah, but two, Teo, a lot of those Ashkenazi Jews most definitely are your people when it comes to the G marker. And three, you are paternally European. You paternally go back to European peoples because G is exclusively Eurasian. And so yeah, that's all I got.
Who are we, right? So they want to include everybody. They say, well, everybody been mixed. Everybody got, okay, if everybody been mixed, J can be Israel, T can be Israel, but R1B can't be because Guerrilla Hebrew R1B. Tail Ministries can't be because Tail Ministries G. Somebody make it make sense.
Nobody said you couldn't be a sojourner, meaning being an Israelite through that method. What we're saying is if Jacob, you can't be a descendant of Jacob. I don't believe none of you guys are descendants of Jacob.
No,
you know
it's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's damn like, bro, there's no evidence.
But you can join the nation though. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody can join, be a practitioner, and be a part of the Israelites.
Take upon the laws, but the scripture says thou shalt not lie, so y'all ain't following the laws.
Oh man. Yeah, so no, that's a false statement. And now he's finna paint a narrative like I'm only excluding R because Guerrilla Hebrews are, and I'm only excluding G because they're Tail, because Tail's
we
G.
know people with R that we most definitely see as Israel because of their character and conduct, and that they follow the laws. So you can't get us with the whole R thing.
They're
We're
gonna say I'm
definitely
definitely
cool with
not.
people
They
with
go,
R.
oh, he's not an Israelite. He cursed me out.
But Yaakov can curse people out though, and he an Israelite.
Oh man.
You need your
But I'm gonna
mouth
let Mr.
washed
Teotw
out.
get on here before I show you some stuff, because I want to make a point, because these niggas, I'm sorry, these niggas don't know what they talking about.
Pause
Period.
that. You shoot. Sir, that's racist. You can't say that. You're white.
Yeah, Europeans cannot use that term, sir.
Hey, that's a good question, Ramal. Can a white man join, a white person, I guess, join Teotw ministry? Can they be grafted into
That
Israel?
is a good question. Can a white
Especially
person?
if they have G2A4.
Well, actually, the answer, yeah, I'm about to say the answer. They already answered it, because these people are descendant of white people, so technically they already do that.
All right, that's true. They're the leaders of TOTWR, yeah. But can they be phenotypically white? That's the real question.
Yeah, can they look white?
I do wonder that, like, if a white person was like, I want to follow the laws, I want to follow the Most High, can I join you, and can I join the nation of Israel? What would they say? Would they just turn him around, or
He would log on to that webpage and see they did a video about the Europeans, the judgment on the Europeans is coming soon.
yeah, that's
And
why
then-
they want to join Israel. They'd be like, judgment's coming to my people. Can I join you, Teotw?
Yeah, their position is that the mixed multitude was black.
Black, like blue black.
So yeah, so if they weren't black, they weren't part of the mixed multitude.
Hold on, wait a minute. Tell you that's another assumption. They y'all deal with assumptions as if he not assuming nothing. Stop it, man.
Ain't that
So too,
racist?
Sister E, you know, they drop those words out there, right? Phenotype, you know, phylogeny and all that, right? But they don't really teach it. So, you know, they'll reference a phylogeny.
Wait a minute.
Entire videos.
We don't teach phylogeny. Well, that's all we do is teach and reinforce phylogeny. And we show people how to interpret the phylogenetic tree. We do that all the time. What
You know
y'all
what this
talk
shows?
about?
They
You
don't
are
watch
the
our
one
content.
that's on video last year talking about some E becomes F. That's not phylogeny. All right.
This goes to show you they don't really watch our content. They just skim through it, if anything.
Phylogenic tree to sound scientific and not know what it, and tell people what it is, right? A phylogeny is the history of the evolution of a species or group, especially in reference to lines of descent and relationships among broad groups of organisms. So when a lot of times when we say these you know, Ashkenaz are not Israel, it's because of phylogeny, right? You can trace down that.
No, it's not.
That makes no sense.
No, it's not. If you deal with phylogeny, they would be lineal descendants of ancient Levantine people. Because those same people, those same markers, those same Y chromosomes were there in times past, times immemorial, right? All the way back into the Neolithic, we see the E1B1B markers, E1B1 markers, right? We see them. We see the J markers in the Bronze Age. We see the T markers in the Chalcolithic, which is the Copper Age. We see them there. They're there. So
Well,
using phylogeny, it proves that they would be those people. Tracing the lines of descent.
Oh, look, they're caping for the white Jews.
Hey, and G2A would be sitting right north of them
Right.
in the Caucasus.
In the Caucasus.
That lineage, you can use history, you can use DNA, you can use a lot of things to tie this down. Now they claim they do that very same thing, but then they say, well, that guy's a European, G is a European, R1B is European. Sister E, there's a video.
Yes, they are.
I just put in the private chat. Can you play
You,
that? Right
you
quick?
are
And
European because your clade of G most likely was mediated by a Western European. How do we know this? Because Western Europeans were coming over into the Americas in the colonial era and bringing slaves and admixing with them.
And
Unless you got that migration pattern across Africa for G. I mean, if he can show us that, then we'll shut the hell up.
And then y'all mentioned a Moroccan Jew with E. You think he's native or toxinous to Africa? No,
they don't even look like him.
Come on, man, stop it, y'all Y'all playing games. Y'all playing games.
Just watch the double talk from what Minister Yacoba played versus what they read from their document. It's in a private chat.
I just went to it. Hold on. Let me
Can you
share
skip
my
up to the part where they
screen.
wanted to fight, or did you want to?
I don't
This
know the
right here.
actual.
I think it's after they got done reading it.
Yes.
Oh, it's funny. I read
Okay,
this,
why is my screen-
and they
okay, I
ignored
hit
the
play.
fact that their haplogroup is found.
Shout out to
in the
Gorilla
Ashkenazi
Hebrew.
group.
So y'all got so much negative stuff to say about these people, but you have common ancestry with some of them. You share the same forefathers as some of them. This is a part of your ancestry and your legacy, right? It says there's 7 Y chromosome major branches.
Sister E, can you mute your mic?
Listen, G is included, R1b is included,
that are prevalent among Ashkenazi Jews, Europe, and also.
It had an echo. I'm gonna start it over.
Okay.
Make sure I'm muted.
But and also there's nothing Afro-Asiatic or Semitic about them as well. I mean, most people
Is this the right spot?
Semitic.
No, you're gonna have to paste that link in with the starting position.
Aren't in Africa.
Okay, let me start over.
So while Sister E doing that, I'm gonna tell y'all they are liars. They are liars, family. They're either liars or they mentally deficient. Is one or the
Look
other.
how they're trying to
ain't nothing
convince
but an
the
ex-con who used to do
crying almost.
He ain't Berean ain't nothing but an ex-con. That's all he is.
Come on now, y'all. I'm trying to be at peace with Berean.
All right, all right. We gonna calm it down,
I ain't
Sister
gonna
E.
fight. I ain't gonna fight Berean. I know you
We
watching.
try.
Berean.
Well, look, Sister E, you know how Berean is, though. He get in his feelings, and then he wants to go to war, and then he uses these people as weapons, and he doesn't even care what they teach. He just know they're going to war against us, and he allows them to go to war against us, and he doesn't even care whether or not it's the truth or not.
This is banging. He loves to bang, y'all. Come on, Berean. I know you're watching, my nigga. I got you. Don't be sitting talking about Sister E.
Well, yeah, he a banger. He a banger. You know, we know that.
He about them YouTube streets doing this.
Yeah. Gotta take that Prozac.
You see Berean able to bang on whoever you want to bang
look,
on.
I know he take Prozac. I'm serious. But anyway, go ahead, Sister E.
But you gonna critique
I know
me?
that they're liars because they tried to say that, and y'all may not remember this. I remember this. I remember when you know how when we first do our calls or our StreamYards, people start straggling in one by one. I remember when we initially had the call with Moore. You remember we were supposed to have the conversation. I remember a few people came in, but I distinctly remember Yeshub coming in and said, I ain't finna hear this, and got off the call.
He said, I ain't
now
gonna
all of
fit
a
in
sudden
there.
they have this proof and this evidence that Yeshub.
So that means I was on the call talking.
You can cut it and twist it however you want to twist it, my bro. I remember that because I said, oh, Yeshub, here you go. And as soon as he got on, he's not my fist and hung up off the call.
See, I'm on the call and I'm actually speaking.
Foolishness. Because I would have started cussing people out. I'm ignorant. Just like he say he hood, nigga, I'm hood.
Yeah, he ignorant.
So you come in, have a full sentence, and then leave. What? How does that make sense? Why would you do that?
Hey, yeah. Teotw never said that happened.
That's what I was going to point out too. They never agreed with it. They stayed quiet, quiet as a mouse, as a church mouse. I bet they were thinking to themselves, "Oh, you should have told us you was going to make up that lie if you was beforehand."
Man, if I was there, show me I was there, man.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if you're gonna make that claim, produce the evidence for the claim. But
and then y'all said in the same video, I hate Razib Khan.
That was today, actually, not this one.
Oh, that wasn't this. Oh, dang, I'm gonna mix them up.
No, they made it. No, they said that previously.
Yeah, today. Yeah. This video is from yesterday.
I know they said that before today.
Oh, they did? Okay. I heard you wrong.
All right.
10%. I'm hood, baby. I'm 100% hood. And I
Oh,
know
that-
people on Berean channel watching. Y'all loving the show. Enjoy. But
Sister E, did you see that one where Yeshua cursed Berean out for like 5 minutes straight? Woo,
They be
I
watching
mean,
all
he
my. They
was
watch all my
he was
lives.
dropping every
They
word
do,
he
bro.
could put out
Hate
there.
watching.
See, that's the thing. Let me ask y'all this: these Christian apologists out there, you no good Christian apologists, what you call yourself. I don't believe you're a Christian, but anyway, so Berean gets atheists on, he gets Kemet on, he gets
Pause.
Israelites on,
Pause it
he
real quick,
gets
pause it quick.
Christians on,
Yeah.
he gets anybody that's anti.
They have to be watching all your lives, right? That's how they know to tag you because you're talking about Sakari. Because they're
Right.
watching videos about, you know what I'm saying? Like but you're cloud chasing, bro, and they're watching you. They're hyper focused on you, on yapping everybody, but we're cloud chasing them, and they're out there challenging. Hey, come on my channel now. What are you talking about?
They're in their feelings, bro. But you know the funny thing is they're mad about Berean bringing on atheists. Don't they want Berean to bring on Razib Khan, who's an atheist, to debunk us? Hypocrites, bro. Just
They in the chat right now watching. Them
Oh,
two,
yeah.
they got fake accounts. They always show up and say stupid. I know it's them.
Yeah, they always say stuff about DNA. I be feeling that's Teo and them too.
I'm like, you
Or they
sound
send their
just like them.
followers.
That's you. Yeah.
Yeah, they send their followers to get us, which is really just that's just downright cultic behavior, bro. Absolutely sad. I almost feel bad, but I kind of don't at the same time.
Israel on, and this supposed to be a place of discussion. No, how come the focus is always Israel? How come the attacks is always Israel? Then it's like, I rise with Israel. I rise with Israel. Well, you
I'm
better
friends with
watch
Israel.
You better watch your back because he gonna run over you. He rise with Israel. That's a two-faced brother I ever seen in my life.
y'all know I'm at peace with him. Let's remain at peace with him. I'm trying. He said something to me a couple of days ago, and it kind of got to my heart that I found out through the grapevine. He don't let nobody talk crazy about me. Didn't know that. Even told his
Oh no, he protects you. I've seen that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he don't let that happen.
Yeah, he even let his group of apostles know not to come at me, and I didn't know he did that. So shout out to Berean. I'm gonna protect you too, bro. Just don't do me. I'm just joking. But
Have no respect for Berean. None, Berean. You hear me, bro? No respect, because you ain't nothing but an ex-con manipulating.
All right, come on. Let's get back to the video. We're gonna get back to the video.
Okay, but
Dang, Teo got in his feelings that night. He was mad. Got caught lying.
But they tried to say that you did not get on that call. Y'all know me. Now I do at times with my memory, but a liar I'm not. I'm so honest to the point that people just like you done told your whole life on YouTube. I try to be very transparent and try to be very honest with people because it ain't got nothing to do with playback. I'm concerned that the Most High is gonna hold me accountable. So I am very honest. If you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So the thing is, they trying to make it seem like I'm lying. I said, wait, hold on. You making it seem like I'm lying.
Because you standing with us, that's why. Sister E, I have a question for you. How long have you known us? About 2 years now, a little over?
I know y'all.
Beginning of a biased conversation.
So wait a minute. So we're trying to say that Sister E's a liar because they're standing with Yakova, not because of the statement that she said is false.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
It's always a diversion tactic. The statement she said was false. She said I was somewhere. It's not really a big deal either. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why we even addressing this, man. And that's why I said the last time I'm going to address this silly stuff with Sister E, Yakoba, and Minister Teotw. Your ass is grass. That we're going to focus on your idiocy from now on. That's it. This is stupid. She made a claim. She can't back up the damn claim. Get off the gas. Why is that so damn hard?
Because she got caught lying. Can't be seen as a liar in the community.
Since I left Berean's channel, I've been knowing y'all longer than that.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah, it's about 4 years.
So have you ever, since you've known us, caught us in the lies, found out anything about us we say that's untrue, that we, we got busted in, that we lied on anything?
Y'all have
She
never
dumb as
lied.
hell because I just met him and caught him in about 5 lies tonight.
Oh, James, say that again. Say that again.
I said she dumb as hell because I just met him and caught him about 5 lies tonight.
All right. That shit's funny as hell.
But when the craziness was going on, y'all was trying to make sure that the person was good because you're worried about, you know, your
Yeah, you
credibility
skipped some
because
of
y'all
this up.
very much so worried about, you know, concerned about you being honest amongst the people that you didn't want to be involved
Like
in
a
a
couple of
conversation we all had,
couple of
you
seconds.
know, the whole thing with Majors. But even with that, y'all were honest. Y'all have always been honest. I've never seen a time
The
where I
same
had to
people
question your
that's
honesty.
doctoring
One thing I will say
files
is
and
you will go
documents
off on
and
somebody,
maps,
you're
they
cold.
honest.
Now that I say you
Oh, I'm
know,
gonna go off on you. I'll cuss you out in a second.
you sure
Look,
will.
I'm
You sure
old
will.
school. I will beat your A. Me.
There it go.
Pause
I'm
right
old
there.
school. Look,
Pause.
like I say, I ain't arrived. I ain't like.
So, who are you talking about, Tay? Who do you want to beat up
Yeah, who you
specifically?
gonna
I'm
beat
just
up, man?
curious.
Old man. Who you gonna put your hands on?
They gonna say they talking about Bareen.
Oh, they talk about Berea. Oh, okay.
Oh man, that's even worse. They want to beat up a older person. Like, why?
I don't
Hey,
even
they
know
say
how he
shit,
might be in
senior
that age
citizen
frame.
boxing, man.
He might be in it, hey, but he was in the school of hard knocks. So, you know, I think he was in Rikers Island.
I'll pay for that pay-per-view.
Hey, son said who rejecting their ancestors? Obviously they are.
Tail, yeah.
Because they keep claiming this paternal ancestry with Western Central Africa. You guys not Western Central Africans paternally. You're not.
And you ain't shown us the mitochondrial, so we'll know if you are mitochondrial.
We don't even know if you are on your mother's side. We don't even know.
We just know it's some admixtures
A lot of
with
H within
sub-Saharan
Creole.
Africans.
My fault, James. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying all we know is that it's some admixture with sub-Saharan Africans. That's it.
Yeah, boy, 26% European descent and 23andMe is like that's enough to cover that whole list of H we saw in that Creole list. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw more H than we saw a G. So they're like, think about that.
Sorry, said my mother, my money on Berean mopping the floor with both of them.
While
At
pounding
the
the
same
table.
damn time.
Low key, I agree with you, Shari. I bet Breen can take them both down.
And then he gonna stand over and say, "You a whole white boy."
A whole white man.
Yeah, who was your coach trying to get physical with, man? I was listening to this at work, you know, bits and pieces. I'm listening to this part. I'm like, bro, if you don't sit your old ass down somewhere, you might blow a head gasket, man. Stop it.
Like you fake Christian, y'all act like y'all don't get mad sometime and you want to be somebody tell sometime. I still want to be somebody tell. I tell you, I want to be somebody tell right now. But the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit.
Oh, they got mad because that got exposed. Oh, so sad.
I want to beat somebody up. Old ass man.
Beat yourself up.
Man, you gonna get your ass beat and have to go home and rub Bengay all over yourself. Stop it.
And it's gonna be live because I'm recording and selling that.
I'll talk about hammers now.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about hammers. The Holy Spirit keeps me from messing with y'all. And then you lucky
Wait,
y'all.
what did he say?
Israel.
Talk
You know how
about
many
hammers?
times I pull myself back.
Yeah, now he's talking about Breen right there.
Yeah, you talking about Bareen.
One thing I will say is you will go off on somebody, you're cold.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that, man.
Well, I'm gonna go off on you. I'll cut
y'all
you out
never
in a
see
second.
Breen in your life.
sure will.
I'm old school. I will beat your A. Me. I'm old school. Look, like I say, I ain't arrived. I ain't like you fake Christian. Y'all act like y'all don't get mad sometime and you want to be somebody tell sometime. I still want to be somebody tell. I tell you, I want to be somebody tell right now. But the Holy Spirit,
Berean gonna talk about hammers now.
Oh, Berean gonna talk about hammers. He got a right to. You threatening this man. He got a right to blow you down right there in the street in front of everybody, bro. It is what it is.
Berean gonna take a leather slapper to their asses.
And you come down here to Houston with that bullshit, just stay in your ground state.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what grown man is gonna let you come up there and assault them. I don't know what else you expect the man to say. He said he's gonna talk that hammer talk. What else you supposed to say? You just tried to assault him.
That's
over
true,
some
yeah.
YouTube shit because somebody said something on YouTube. Now you got to put your hands on them. You
And
deserve
really,
what you get.
Breen didn't say nothing. I just jumped on and exposed the lies. Breen just had a huge live at the moment, and he's mad at Breen. because he got exposed for lies.
Yeah.
So really, it's his own fault. He should have cleared that up 3 years ago.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew he said he was talking about. I was like, who was he talking about getting physical with, man? I was like,
Yeah, me
what?
too. I was low key wondering too. I was
I
like,
was like, yo, sit your old ass down. Your knees probably hurt, bro. Stop it. You ain't got that foot game like you used to, man. You ain't got that 1-2, 1-2. You know what I'm saying?
There's
Yeah,
probably
he's gonna talk about him. The Holy Spirit keeps me from messing with y'all. And then you lucky y'all, Israel. You know how many times I pulled myself back?
Hey, but we not Israel. Like, damn, make up your mind.
Hey, look, the Holy Spirit keep him from getting ass whoopings. You should be proud of that. Hold him back.
it's the police keeping him from doing that. Probably don't want to get arrested.
You know, the Spirit ain't gonna send you in a battle you're gonna lose. So it's like, hey, chill out. Not that one.
Ain't one of these dudes sick too?
They don't sound like it.
I thought somebody told me one of them was sick.
Well, lying is contagious.
Lying is contagious.
Oh, somebody told me to lay off them brothers because one of them sick. And I was like, all right. And I didn't make no video about them a while, you know. And then they said something else slick that I came back at them, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, why would y'all even bring this up, man? I don't understand it. Anyway, we talking about some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with their haplogroup and what the information is.
Yeah, we can stop right here. Yeah,
we're gonna stick with that. Sister E, I'm not addressing you anymore. You done. You're finished. Go sit in the corner. All right. Any more videos will be focused on those two morons. And again, I got another video that I'm going to do when I get some free time. You know, showing Sakari and Gorilla Hebrew the background of RM269 and the Yemnias and how it's associated. So y'all can look out for that. Any closing statements before we get out of here?
Yeah, I need to show a couple of slides right quick, just like 4. Yeah, so yeah, there's this whole like Candyland Israelite concept I've been talking about, and like we were just showing out here, like so again, the twins come from Louisiana, and it's not uncommon for people to have a high level of African descent autosomal DNA, but paternally and or maternally and or both descend from Europeans based upon the history of that state and also the history of like of mulattoes and mulatto slavers in that state, right? The mulattoes in the mixed class of people were like a separate class of people for a long time. They interbred with each other and would not marry outside of themselves for a while. So this is relevant to understand. And again, it's not a problem for anybody here on this panel, right? But it's a problem for your boys and whatnot, right? Because they got this whole concept to where like they got this Israelite supremacy thing to where like the Negroes are the only Israelites. So that makes it like a North American, again, the 400-year prophecy these are the only Israelites of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And everyone coming off the slave ship got to be an Israelite. So they're making the same claim that the One West is making, right? However, One West ain't going to talk about genetics, right? They opened their mouth and started talking about genetics. And their mouth wrote a check that the body couldn't cash, and they ran into Yap Gang, right? And so we see something that we've been seeing, which is Sister E, again, playing fullback. She fullback for Benai Israel and them. She fullback for Pastor Kelly and fullback for Majors and whatnot. And she's fullbacking for these cats. She got no issue fullbacking for the Candyland twins. And they're out here saying all kind of outrageous stuff, man. All kind of double standards and whatnot. But the Candyland twins, they're scared because you know what? DNA is not that hard to figure out once you start looking into it. And maybe they do have an older demographic to their audience. But the younger demographic that they have is going to look into this stuff. And when they do, they're going to be looking for the door. Looking for the door. And so that's why they got to shoot at us, fam. Because we're bad for their business. We're bad for their business model. This is their business model. They got a whole Creole Candyland plantation where they try to colonize your mind. And make you get down with self-hatred without even knowing that you're getting down with self-hatred. All because they can't prove that they go back to Africa paternally or maternally, which is obvious. I'm saying it's obvious that they got haplogroup H or something like that at this juncture, right? On the mitochondrial side, because they just won't show it. They just won't show it. Bump the autosomal DNA. They won't show the mitochondrial DNA. This is how they got your mind colonized. They got the majority of people they're talking to, unless it's a bunch of Creoles themselves, right? The majority of people they're talking to are of an E lineage and of an L lineage. But they got you accepting self-hatred on your own lineages just to accept them and lift them up as your prophets, and they're false prophets at that. But I'm gonna get into that stuff on Sunday, fam. But yeah, just understand something. We're gonna get called all kind of stuff. So just know what it is. We got hired by the CIA, so just know what it is. We're part of the Catholic Israelite Alliance. You know what I'm saying? Abu, please have them checks in the mail. You know what I'm saying?
For real, because I lost a couple of checks, bro. I need my money.
Man, I got some bills, my G. And the checks I got before that bounced, you know what I'm saying?
I thought the government paid on time every time, before
Man,
tripping.
Bro, I'm gonna have to get Joe Biden on him. He ain't paying.
Hey, hold on real quick.
Probably why he ain't paying, because of Joe Biden. Shit.
now,
hey, maybe Kelly got him to stop payment on our checks, you know what I'm saying? Because Kelly worked for the government, you know what I'm saying?
When did Pastor Kelly challenge us and we never? What is they like?
Yeah, can you
Hold
get a
on.
link to the video or a source or something for that? I need a source.
As a matter of fact, I literally got the evidence of them not letting me on the panels.
Hey, Pastor Kelly, I tell you what, you want to debate us on DNA? I will
Yeah,
debate you on
let's
DNA.
go.
I know you watch.
Agree with DNA.
I will
though.
debate you on DNA. I don't even know your stance, but if it's anything like Teotw, you're gonna get your ass kicked. We can debate on Garfield's channel. How about that? 3 rounds, 15 minutes each, Q&A segment. Set it up.
And you know I got you on the pew, son. You know I got you and Benai on the pew. But you know what? We're not going to hear nothing, right?
I want to debate them on this topic right here. Are African Americans homogenous? I'm going to smoke you. Because that's basically what they're arguing. They're saying they're homogenous. Let's do it. Set it up.
That's such the goofiest argument ever, too. It doesn't make any sense. And it don't make any sense to say we're selling out our birthright, but then that idea makes sense. Because you're expanding the haplogroup list far beyond what we're talking about. If you're talking about just national or tribal Israel, right? National Israel is going to be huge. It's going to have all kind of haplotypes and haplogroups in it. But yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Just so we don't get flagged this time. But I saw that the video stayed up. You know what I'm saying? I had to put this one up for the, you know what I'm saying, the CIA right quick. And Abu, I'm sorry, my G. I couldn't find nothing Roman Catholic that was fitting in terms of the movies that I grew up watching. But I found something that was Irish Catholic, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to get down on the Boondock Saints, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Veritas Aquitas, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie. But it's the same concept, and we're shooting down the bad concepts, fam. The bad methodology. And I'm with you, shoot, fam. Like I got one video to make on Sister E because she's been out there making specific claims about me that I need to specifically address. But I wanted to leave that aside from these DNA claims and the Teotw twins and whatnot. The Candyland twins is a whole different thing than what Sister E's talking about. So I'm gonna address that one more time and let that be that on my channel on Sunday. So if y'all interested in that, go check that out. But just understand that no one's going to actually answer our claims. Don't expect it. No one's going to actually offer and or answer a debate claim. Don't expect it. What people are going to do is they're going to do all kind of ad hominem attack. They're going to try to control narratives, try to poison the well, and not deal with any arguments on the actual table. None whatsoever.
And by the way, debates will be 3 rounds, 15 minutes each, then a Q&A section. That's how we do it.
Hey, Kelly, I don't even know why you introduced this. You're going to get your ass kicked, man. So show up on Garfield's channel. I will.
Hold on. First, we have to know from his own words if he said it, because some people could be just trying to start fights. We got to know he actually said that first. If he did, then yeah, go in.
You know what I mean? Just in case.
You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all gonna let that's why y'all don't want to do it. Y'all don't want to settle this stuff academically. You want to continue. Oh, family, they're aging. Okay, obviously I agent. I'm Satan. I am the most evil person you know. Fine. Now meet me in this debate ring. Exactly.
Serpent 49ers.
Serpent 49ers here reporting for duty. All right, with that, I got a special outro song for you guys since y'all don't like my rap music.
Well, let me just say Shabbat Shalom, fam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Yep.
Shabbat Shalom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shabbat shalom, fam.
That's nice. I love school. Oh, try to be the best you can be. I love school. I love school. Whatever you do, stay in school. I love school. Stay in school. I want to be the best I can be. You can do it. I want to be the best I can be. I know you can do it. When I wake up early in the morning, I say, ooh. I can't wait to get there to see all my friends, the principals and teachers. Oh, yeah. I love school. Stay in school. I love school. Whatever you do, stay in school. I love school. I want to be the best I can be. I've got to be the best I can be. Yeah. Ooh, it's so exciting to learn something new. 'Cause when it's passing day, I grow smarter. I'm inspired to work harder and harder. I'm soaring higher and higher. I'm reaching new heights. My future is getting brighter. And as I grow older, I'll soon discover your education is the key to life. Oh, I love school. Please stay in school. I love school. Do-be-do-be-do-be-do. I love school. Whatever you do, please stay in school. I want to be the best I can be. So you can do it. I want to be the best I can be. I know you can do it. I love school. Said I love school. I love school. I love school. You can love it. I love school. Just wake up every day in the morning. Your education is so important. Your education is so important. Your education is so important. Yes, it is. Your education is so important. Be the light, yeah. Stay in school. Whatever you do, just stay in school. Nadia, do you love going to school? Yes. Do you want to be the best you can be? Yes. Do you believe that someday your education will be the key to your life?
Yes.
Tell me what you want to be.
A doctor.
What else you think you can be?